Bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart of fire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Yeah. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious. That's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious. That's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Reaching for stars. I wonder where you
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. Some Monday Night Dota action, bringing you the DGL Masters XTC vs Carbon Dota. Gonna be a cracker of a game this evening. I am Jubba, joined by Tyrox. How has your Monday been, my boy?
I think it's been a bit of a blue Monday for everyone today, and but I guess how are we going to fix something like that? We're just going to have some good Dota.
Well, nothing like some awesome Dota on a Monday evening to just let the week go by a lot quicker. But nonetheless, we have got some bans that have already taken place. For the side of XTC, already banning out the Elder Titan as well as the Dro. Got some big bans coming out from XTC, but Carbon follows close in suit and actually banning out the Void and the Sand King. Not a very usual ban. Perhaps knowing each other's strengths and actually opting to get rid of that SK.
Definitely, and I'm pretty sure that XTC and Carbon have gone up against each other more than once, so it might be a little bit of an El Clasico for them. But I'm pretty sure these guys know exactly what they're going up against. They've had a look at past games. They've had a look at their past encounters and not past series that they've had to play. So best of threes, and this is Masters. So it's not a big pool of teams going up against each other. So it is going to be the best of the best going up, and the best game ever already. I'm already calling it.
We know you're a big fan of the DS, the Darks, yeah. But XTC snatching themselves up a bit of an ogre major there, going for that, I'd say, big-breasted, gorgeous hunk of an ogre, choosing and opting to actually snatch them up to themselves an ogre. Not really going for many of those more, like, let's say, deserved or wanted supports as the Shadow Demon or the Lion, but opting for the Ogre Major. Then Carbon returns and picks themselves up a Disruptor.
Oh, and we're seeing some next level strats here, and I'm really enjoying this Darkseer Disruptor combo. You're going to pull heroes into a Kinetic Field and a Static Storm, and that's going to be a nightmare. And just the supports themselves from Carbon are able to set up such huge team fights. But then if you look at Ecstasy, they've got Ogre Magi, who's that innately tanky support hero, and Batrider, who's going to be that Blink or Staff Lasso Batrider. And we most probably are going to be seeing being played by, I don't even call it yet. That's a bit of a brave one to do, but it's Batrider. He's going to be the hero that's going to run in there. He's going to be the big initiator. You can expect that to come out from him. And Ogre Magi, as stated previously, with that huge HP pool and just an 8 tank ability that he has, he's going to provide a lot of support for his team and actually get up in that team fight. Where Darkseer gets caught in the wrong position, he can surge out, but you'd rather want to save your core, so he would lose his life. Disruptor, innately squishy hero in comparison to Ogre, so would lose his life quicker than Ogre would if put under the same pressure.
But how do you feel the Batrider being picked into the Disruptor? I mean, we got the glimpse available. So as soon as Batrider initiates, you've got that glimpse to actually bring him back and actually prevent that, let's say, pick-off potential that Bat actually offers.
Well, unfortunately, that must have been a bit of an issue. But Batrider into the Disruptor, and like you just said, if he does get glimpsed before he gets that Flaming Mass off, I really don't think it would be that much of an issue. If we're going to see some 4-staffs coming out on the rest of the side of Ecstasy, you can very easily close that gap and maybe bait out a glimpse and then just reinitiate with your Blink Dagger and your own 4-staff. There's a very nice way to work around. I don't think it would be the be-all and end-all. You'd like to get the Batrider out of the fight with that glimpse. If he's going to be able to just get in the team fight before it even starts, so if the glimpse is on off cooldown, hypothetically you want to save it for the Batrider or the potential of saving your cause, but I think it's going to be more of a wait for it to happen type of setup.
All right, well, the bans have been coming in thick and fast over here for XTC, banning out the Axe, banning out the Ricky as well, providing just so much vision. Generally, these Invis heroes opting either the Bounty Hunter or the Ricky. But jumping onto the side of Carbon, opting to actually ban out the Witch Doctor as well as the Marana. Marana, a very sought-after pick in this new meta, especially with the Ags upgrade. It's really been one of those heroes that want to actually just like kind of either get her or kind of ban her. And Carbon opting to actually ban her out. But now Carbon going for the Oracle. Very good counter to Batrider as well, being able to debuff that lasso when the Batrider does actually jump in and just provides a lot more assistance in terms of support. So we'll see what XTC decides to jump for. So far we've got the 2 supports being picked up for Carbon, waiting to see what XTC decides to actually run, and they do manage to snag themselves up a Luna. Oh, this is a big pick.
No, the Luna pickup is going to be... Oh, that's going to be a very fun pickup. And I was just about to call it. Carbon are on point, and I have their strat set up already. Before I decided to disconnect from the team server, I was going to call a Huskar pick, and because the Oracle Huskar, that's just got such great synergy, and they're going to give me a second to do so. And this Carbon have have basically put the cards out on the table and they leave it for XTC to see how they would be able to go about trying to prevent this Haskell from falling, because Oracle, if you see baskets, Oracle's able to save Haskell from the brink of extinction and bring him back almost full HP.
It seems like you've got a little bit of lag on your side there, my friend. So as that's done, yeah, Husker, big pickup for Carbon as of yet. XTC opting to pick up the Luna in the third phase. So obviously revealing a lot that XTC wants to actually do. Not picking up their second support or their mid laner. They decided to pick up their core. Maybe a little bit of a big play, trying to not reveal too much as of yet. But Carbon, like you said, showing the cards, showing what they've got, knowing that they're going to pick up this Husker, going to be now a bit of a problem for XTC to kind of deal with. We know Husker really does well against magic damage, so we've got the Eclipse from Luna that's going to be doing and tickling Husker like a little baby girl. And maybe it's going to be enough damage, maybe not. XTC, what are you going to bring up next, my friends? Well, as we're just waiting for the fourth pick, waiting for Ata to rejoin us. For those of you that are just joining us this evening, it is going to be a DGL Masters game of XTC versus Carbon. So far, we're in the fourth picking phase for XTC. They have the option now to actually pick up their fourth, and they do. They pick themselves up. AA going to be one of those beautiful counters against the Husker, going to completely wreck the vitality from Husker, let alone the lifesteal, just preventing him from actually gaining that HP or that healing potential that he does have. So the team's doing really well in trying to counter one another. Doesn't seem like they're really going for something that they've had pre-planned, but rather feeding the game like a potter would do. You would actually just caress it and see how each other decides to go. So with that said, the ban for Carbon coming out, deciding to get rid of the Timbersaw, something that also really does well against the Husker. That pure damage just melts through Husker. So not allowing XTC to get that pick, but now they on their fifth and final ban for their team. What would round off the team for Carbon that XTC needs to kind of band out?
Well, if you have a look, I don't know if it is it any better, Jubba?
Yes, a lot better.
Okay, fantastic. Well, just looking at what Carbon's done up, what they've got here, I'm hoping they're going to go for a very strong core hero for the side of Carbon. I mean, you've got Haskell who's able to provide that very nice and strong. Once he's 6, he's going to be wrecking, he's going to be causing havoc and get a good couple of levels up, allow for the rotations and the ganks to happen while allowing space for another hero to farm up, essentially. That's kind of the play that Haskell makes. He's not this, he can play that core role, but you really see Carbon pick up the other 2 supports, and they've actually got almost 3 supports if you look at it in a funny way. I mean, Doxy is going to be building most probably a mechanism, if not anything else, and now is the time we'd see something really strong come out of Carbon's lineup, something that's going to be really powerful. We could possibly see Medusa if they decide to run that. If Ecstasy don't want to pick it up themselves, it's a very good pickup for Carbon himself, because if you can knock them down in that static storm in the kinetic field, it could be a really big nightmare.
I was actually going to ask if XTC picking up the Weaver would actually be any good, but nonetheless, XTC decided to finalize their draft by actually picking up the Phantom Assassin, one of those powerful mids. She's actually been played a lot as a mid lately and does so well against those heroes that she can just dagger farm, she can dagger harass, just such an overall good hero that has kind of been translated and moved to the mid.
DK.
But DK being picked up for the side of Carbon. So that is going to be the roundup of the teams XTC versus Carbon as the players are deciding to pick up the heroes. Welcome to tonight's Masters game. It's going to be a fantastic game from what I see at the moment. I mean, we've got some interesting picks, interesting drafts. Before the game begins, who is your money on?
I am going to say Carbon.
Carbon. I'm actually feeling XTC. If they can land those big abilities, especially the AA ult, I think a lot of it rides around if Ancient can actually land those big ults. That's where the team is going to be able to take benefit and actually win win the team fight. So with that said, the game has begun. So for those of you that are just joining us once again, I am Jubba and I'm joined by Tarox, both from Nav TV, casting a DGL Masters game of Carbon versus XTC. Yeah, we know the names at the top are not Carbon, but trust me, it is them. It is We'll call it ninjas in disguise. But nonetheless, let's go around and make the introductions for our teams. Carbon on the Radiant side. It's me, Eric Bailey, going to be playing our Darkseer. Scant, going to be on the Disruptor. Good shit, going to be playing our Husker. Alteria, going to be playing the Oracle. Please tell me what the lotto numbers are. Anyway. Not really. Actually, PSL, going to be playing the DK, and that is going to round up the side for Carbon. Take it away from the side of the Daya.
On this side of Ecstasy FT, we've got Heffalump on Batrider, Doom Bunny on Ogre Magi, 756 on that AA. We also have Rip Inc. on that Luna, and DOTA and Die on that Phantom Assassin.
Well, that rounds up the teams for this evening's Masters Best of 3. Let's get ready to DOTA! As both teams are going to be making their way down the mid lane, especially for the side of XTC. Okay, they're moving themselves into the jungle. Probably going to put a lot of contest against this bounty run. We'll see how many they actually commit. Well, 4 from the side of XTC's here at the top. Just Heffalump is at the bottom, guarding that bottom bounty. And Carbon also committing 4 heroes to the bot lane, just allowing Darkseer. He's just actually going to just sit and just block the creeps, just make sure that he gets a nice creep equilibrium for himself there. So we'll see how this bounty ruin little tussle goes, but yeah, it's going to be quite an interesting matchup. I think a lot relies for the side of Carbon on how those initiations go from the Husker, how he's able to jump in there, get those important pickoffs. And for the side of XTC, I feel Batrider is just as important on making sure that he picks up those right heroes to be able to drop them quickly.
Oh, and another pause coming out. I'm not too sure if there's a bit of lag. I'm sitting with a ridiculous amount of packet loss. It just give me a moment to. It's going to help me help us.
Help us to sort out our little bit of technical issues, but nonetheless, I'll run through a couple of the heroes in the meantime, keep you guys entertained, and hope that you guys had an awesome Monday. You know, yesterday was Sunday, had a chilled out day, and then today the grind starts. For those of you that are working, same boys, and for those of you that are busy studying and writing exams, you know it's coming close to those times. So nothing better than to just sit back, relax, and watch a little bit of Dota. I can learn a couple of things from these teams. Both teams, probably the 2 of the top teams in SA, going to be an interesting matchup. And I'm really looking forward to see what these guys can bring to the table. Hope that it's going to be an entertaining one. Hope we can see some big crits coming out from the PA and some big fire arrows coming out from the Husker. Going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen and how things are going to progress. So, yeah, I think as far as the laning goes, I could be wrong, but I'm going to say we're going to see the DK mid up against the PA. We're going to see the Husker in the safe lane with his 2 supports, with the Oracle as well as the Disruptor. I'm going to provide him a lot of assistance in terms of heals, a lot of zoning, a lot of harass. I mean, Disruptor's already decided to upgrade his Thunderstrike, so not allowing their offlaner to get much out of this lane is going to be the Batrider that's going to be going up against this tri lane. Heffalump getting himself quite a bit of tango, so got a lot of consumables at the moment, expecting to be harassed quite a bit in lane. Not picking up an Iron Talon, not looking to actually jump into the jungle if things do go bad for him in that bot lane. For the top lane, also looks like it's going to be a tri lane, going to be the Luna. Luna could actually be playing mid. Let's see if the items can give it a little bit away here. Not too much given away. I think it's going to be a PA top protected by the AA as well as the Ogre Magi. Oh, very cool skin Ogre has. He's got ding, ding, ding. You guys can fill in the rest. And we're going to probably see the Luna take mid as she has got herself a healing salve. So a little bit of unsurety there, but we will soon find out how they decide to actually lane it. Darkseer is going to be going up against the tri lane top. And it's me, Eric Bailey, going to be trying to get as much as he can out of the lane. It does make it a lot easier that he has actually upgraded his iron shells. So he's going to just be able to farm that lane, get that damage onto the heroes, and it may even be better that they do send the PA mid and send the Luna top, and it looks like they actually are going to do that, especially against that iron shell, not wanting to allow that iron shell to actually put any proc damage onto the melee PA. So it's going to be a PA mid versus the DK mid, not actually PSL. I think I'm going to just refer to him as PSL. Going to be going up against the DK. DK has actually opted to upgrade his breathe fire, doing that damage reduction and just keeping on spamming it out onto the PA. So going to be quite an interesting lane mid, but we get first blood already going. Ancient Apparition picking up the kill on the Darkseer, running a little bit too close into that lane and suffering for it, and actually going down to that beautiful little pickup there from this these two supports.
Unfortunately, Darkseer just overstaying his welcome a little bit, taking too much harass and losing his life at the end for it. And not too sure how well this packet loss is dealing with, but we're just gonna make the best out of it, I suppose.
Well, it will probably get a little bit better in the second game, and you see that Disrupt has actually rotated a little bit to the mid lane here, trying to maybe put a little bit of rest onto the PA, but DOTA and DA is saying, no, let's go, boys. He's jumping onto them. Here comes the Ogre Magi in the background. Darkseer is also coming now to the fray as well. DK still only now coming to see if he can help his teammates, but DOTA and DA is not giving up the chase. We've got the Ignite coming out from the Ogre Magi. Is it going to be enough to actually bring down Scant? Scant is running for his life here. Kidding that little mount of his, getting himself out of dodge. He's got, he's actually hasn't upgraded his blink, so just the dagger just doing so much work. Is it going to be enough? And there we go. Kill returned for the side of XTC. So Carbon at the moment sitting 0-2. Not a pleasant place to actually be in. 756 actually just joining him, joining his buddy here, Doom Buddy, in the jungle. Going to try and catch Eric Bailey here behind the tower. The Ignite comes out. Going to just get that beam from the Luna. Iron Shell not going to be good enough, and get themselves another kill. So 3 kills going in favor of XTC in the first 2 minutes. This is going to be an absolute debacle of a game. Debauchery.
Oh no, definitely, and a little bit of rest onto 756, and not going to be enough. It's just to dissuade him out of the tower's range, or out of that lane specifically, because I mean, three kills in under 3 minutes. That's you kind of can't let that go unnoticed, and you can't leave that to just snowball as we saw yesterday. Leaving a hero just to dominate the lane does result in you losing that lane all the way.
Yeah, it's going to be something that Carbon going to need to pull out of the bag. I do feel that their lineup comes on a little bit later than what XTC's comes on at. So we'll see if Carbon's got what it takes to actually take it to XTC. DOTA and DA just sitting behind the tower, not getting too involved as of yet. Just allowing DK to do DK things. Bot lane, Husker actually tanking up the creeps, making sure it doesn't go under the tower, make sure that he can actually pick up those last hits so that the tower doesn't actually steal it from him. So he's doing pretty alright. He's sitting here solo in the bot lane, pretty much given up to him by the side of XTC. The Batrider is pretty content to just jungling and getting his farm on that way. I mean, we're going to only see Batrider really get into the fight once he picks up his blink dagger.
Or even just his 4-star, but Heifer Lump.
Oh, he has been found out. Scant, he's in a lot of trouble here. Fortune's then coming out, does get that kill there on the Purifying Flames from Altaria. He's able to get that return kill, so actually getting that kill on the Batrider. Beautiful, nice little rotation coming out from the side of Carbon, being able to stitch themselves up that kill there on the Batrider. Definitely a worthy kill, definitely preventing him from actually picking up his blink at a good timing. So going to be a little bit of a problem for himself, but not too bad at the moment. Doing pretty good in terms of farm, the Husker as well as the Luna, sitting on the same amount of farm. The only problem is the DK is doing rather well in terms of last hits against the PA. This could be a little bit of a problem considering how much farm the DK is getting as opposed to the PA.
It's really odd to see because, yes, he does have the Breathe Fire and the Dragon Tail if needed, but the PA who can spam out the Stifling Dagger, yes, it's going to cost a little bit more mana, and it really struggles to keep up with that mana, but at the end of the day, you can really secure last hits with it because it's high damage output.
Well, we'll see if Dota and Dai can actually catch up with the last sets. But here we go, Doom Bunny trying to come around, put some pressure onto the DK. Dota and Dai taking a breathe fire to the face, losing quite a lot of HP there. Actually opting not to actually engage and just sit under his tower again. So lacking in terms of regen. So he's under a little bit of pressure at the moment. Hasn't got any healing salves or consumables. Maybe going towards the bottle. Do you think PA with the bottle is viable?
I doubt straying away from it is also the best of ideas. It's not a bad idea for PA because you want to keep up the if you want to keep up the dagger spam, you're gonna need to keep up your mana in return. And obviously because you got you got DK who's just harassing you 24/7 with that breathe fire, you're gonna want to keep that just keep some regen up in that department itself. But it's not a core item for a mid Phantom Assassin.
Well, DK's got his bottle. PA obviously opting to actually just go for the healing salve, healing herself up. I think she's probably just going to save and rather try and look at finishing off her perseverance. But here we go. DK has actually used Dragon Form. They're trying to chase down Scant. She just quickly snacks up that bounty rune there. There comes the Dragon Tail out onto Dota and Dai. Looks like they're going to try and have a little bit of an engagement here. TP out. Is it going to be enough? Dota and Dai does make it out. And Doom Bunny also just walking it off and moseying himself back to that mid tower there. So a little bit of a wasted Dragon Form at the moment, and he decides to push this tier 1 tower, at least put a little bit of chip damage onto this this mid tier 1 tower. So Doom Bunny, he's here, he's the big sentry for this tower, making sure that PSL doesn't get too close, doesn't get too frisky with the tower.
And as you say that, he walks up and just goes and auto attacks the tower. And
yeah,
yes, DK did pop his Elder Dragon form for it, so he's going to want to push out as much of this lane as he can. But as that happens, Ecstasy rotate 3 into the mid lane, and Dragonite would lose his life against this 3-man stack right here in mid. They could be rotating 4 for this DK.
Well, Dragon Form is down. Going to be a lot of pressure. We've got Heffalump in the background. There we go. Firefly being used up. Don't have Lasso yet. Doom Bunny trying to chase it down. Stifling Dagger. Slowing him down quite a bit. Going to be a kill in favor of the PA. Picking up herself that little kill there. Now we've got the Oracle getting herself a kill onto the Ogre Major. Altera, she just false promises up and is going to walk it off. But Heffalump being able to just survive. Now, Dota and Dai trying to find that pickup on the Oracle. But no, AA secures herself that kill there. False Promise not just doing enough at the moment. Now we've got the Surging Darks here. Iron Shell doing so much work. There comes the blink out to the teamie. 756. Can you block well enough, my friend? And he does actually just going to prevent any further onslaught coming out there. There's the Sticky Napalm just slowing things down a bit and getting things back into a little bit more of a reasonably paced game at this point in time. Doom Bunny does spot out Scant, or should we rather say Scant spots out Doom Bunny. There comes the glimpse. There comes the fire blast. Is it going to be enough? We've got Eric Bailey in the vicinity, but Dota and Dai jumping in there, taking quite a bit of damage from the Iron Shell. Now, Bailey's after PA. Decides to actually back off. Change targets onto Doom Bunny. Doom Bunny going to bite the dust instead of the PA. And now, Dota and Dai is just going to TP out there. PSL is in chase, but a little bit too late. It did TP out, did save her life. And nice little rotations coming out from both teams over there.
Not bad at all, and while this is all happening, good shit's on this bottom lane, and he's having a free farm fest. He's not even sitting top of the, but he's pushing this tower. Needless to say, he's not sitting top of the last hit shot, but he's still pressurizing this tower. And oh, where's this Luna? Luna, ooh, Luna.
Well, she's in a lot of pressure at the moment. Eric Bailey is still trying to find it. The ball does come down, but Luna ripping just turns around and rip. My friend, rip. Just chasing a little bit too far, getting enough damage onto the Darks here just for that Lucent Beam to finish it off and snag herself a little kill there as well. So sitting at almost 10 minutes into the game, sitting at 3-9 in favor of XTC. I mean, XTC is doing rather well at this point in the game. Oh, here we go. Oracle putting a lot of pressure onto the AA. Fortune, Zen, False Promise. No, I like Purifying Flames, and Purifying Flames is the ability to actually bring the AA down. So definitely opting to go for that kill build, or at least a lot of damage coming out here from the Oracle, especially with that Purifying Flames being maxed out at level 4 at the moment.
Well, if you do the math, you're sitting with 2.25 seconds cooldown, and you're doing 360 damage in between those 2.25 seconds. That is a lot.
Wait until she get eggs. Ooh, if we see an eggs oracle, that is gonna be so much fun.
Well, 1 second cooldown, Jabba. That's always going to be fun.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that could come on par to techies being played.
Back to the techies we go.
Sorry, we always got to go there. We always got to
Well,
go
we
there.
do have my dogs here, so it's only fair that we can bring techies into this.
Absolutely. I'm looking at DK at the moment. He's sitting with 1-2 in the bank. What do you think DK is going to start building towards? Oh, but in the bot lane, big kills going in favor of the Disruptor and PA. Now Scant under a lot of pressure. Dota and Dar not actually being able to finishing it up, but actually going in favor of Heffalump. Nice little pick up there for themselves. I mean, XTC getting 2 kills and a big kill at that. Husker going down. This is looking rather good for the side of XTC. They're getting those rotations. Dota and Dar is making his way around the map and really picking up those kills that are so necessary. Just allowing Rip Inc. in the top lane to just farm, and that's their insurance policy.
And while all that happened, there was a kill onto the AA in the mid lane from DK, and he might just kill off Doom Bunny. He doesn't have. Oh, he does have the mana for Breathe Fire.
Purifying Flames again. Breathe Fire does bring him down. Beautifully done there from side of Carbon. I mean, just being able to close on those kill gaps a little bit. I mean, things were looking very good for the side of XTC, but Carbon not letting things get too out of hand. Now they're going to put a lot of pressure on this tier 1 tower. That's death for the side of XTC. It wasn't just the death of a hero, but this could actually translate into a tower going down and a lot of damage being put on. But Dota die in the background, not going to be good enough. The tower is destroyed, does go in favor of the DK. AA ult, does it land? Just catching PSL on the tip of his whatevers. And now Dota and Dart chasing down the DK. False promise actually being used. Here comes a couple of the Fury Purifying Flames. Is it going to be enough? Or is Altaria going to go down? And it does go down to Dota and Dart just being able to jump in there and smash and crit and just get things done. Oh, Ripping got a little bit of dodging there. Does manage to get herself out of that kinetic field. Triple kill going in favor of Dota and Dart. Doing quite a bit of work here. Now the lasso being used up onto the PSL. DK under a lot of pressure over here. Tower doing quite a bit of work to the PA, but inevitably going in favor of the DK, getting himself another kill as she hits the deck, putting a lot of tower in this mid. 756 does go down. Tusker just burning through, just man-moding it and getting those kills now. Already got himself the armlet, so he's hitting pretty hard at the moment.
And I think he just finished up that nice little thing that we all call a Dragon Lance.
Oh,
wait for it.
Dragonite, so this is just going to become absolutely devastating. As soon as he gets his Helm of the Dominator, it's going to be a bit of an interesting way for XTC to kind of deal with this. XTC's had the advantage in the early parts of the game. Let's just jump onto the gold graph at the moment. Let's see the story that it tells. Things were looking pretty much up and down for the most part, and then around about the 8-minute mark we really went in favor of XTC, but now all of a sudden the net worth in favoring Carbon at the moment, not a big net worth. I mean, we're only talking about like say 500 gold at the 11-minute mark. I mean, these teams are so evenly matched at the moment. But now we've got PSL has got invised up, does find Dota and Die. Does struggle to tail him up. The wall does come down, no avail there. Does jump onto Doom Bunny. Glimpse being used, bringing him back in here into the fray. Now Doom Bunny trying to DP out. He does manage to get out. Dota and Die is trapped here behind the trees, looking for something to jump on. Didn't find Heffalump, but not being able to save herself there. So Dota and Die does go down. A little bit unfortunate play there. Not actually finding the bat to actually blink onto and save himself. So a little bit of a prop, but PSL is invised up here in the mid lane. Maybe it's just trying to look for a bit of a pick off here. Mana very low. In fact, cannot cast anything if they do find anything. So just going to hide around here in the bush and see if they can maybe make something happen off the back of this. But a little bit of a tough spot now XTC find themselves in. I mean, still a 5 kill lead XTC have, but things definitely favoring Carbon at the moment, as they're the ones now putting a big pressure onto the side of XTC. Firefly being baited out there. Heffalump not being able to find anything for it at the moment. Heffalump does have his BKB, sorry, his blink, so he's going to get that jump. They do find Altaria. There comes DOTA and Da. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. Brings her
Oh.
down in a matter of 3 hits, doing so much work.
Someone can call dank crits on that meme right there, because 2 insta crits from DOTA and Die to just rip apart that Oracle before it was even
Good
able
shit.
to.
Finding out the Rip Ink. All of a sudden, the Static Storm coming down from the Disruptor. They do bring down the Husker, but they do get the return kill on the Luna. The Static Storm good from Disruptor. Now Eric Bailey turning it around, trying to find out Doom Bunny. There comes out the Fire Blast. Is it going to be enough? And Eric Bailey is just going to surge himself out of that trouble zone, as Doom Bunny can also do the same and just back off and kind of reset and go back to farming and doing beautiful, beautiful Dota things.
No, I think Darkseer was just a little bit scared of a rotation coming in, and he decides to just Soul Ring and TP out into the bottom lane, where he could have gotten that kill. He did surge and TP at the same time, so his surge was up. We've been able to secure the kill on Doom Bunny. There wasn't any rotations, but I fear it's just a little bit of Spidey sense tingling, not wanting to take that chance and possibly losing his life for it.
The Spider-Man. The Spider-Man lives.
Spider-Man. No, but
Spider-Man.
this is the age of memes.
The age
So
of
it's Spider-Man. It's not Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Spider Spider.
Spider Spider. Now I'm just
Spider
having
Spider.
I'm having a look at AA's inventory. I see the Gloves of Haste. Is this going to be a Midas to try and rush himself that eggs? Oh, I hear a Dragon Tail in the top lane. Ripnik in a lot of problems here. He is going to be going down, but getting a 2-man AA Ice Blast onto Altaria as well as PSL. So they're going to have to back themselves off. Maybe defending the top tower for the meantime, as Rip Ink did just bite the dust. In the mid lane, we've got Doom Bunny catching out good shit, gets Lessued up, and give me that good stuff, because that was a pretty awesome. They did manage to they had to like pretty much 4-man the Husker at this point in time, so really becoming really difficult to deal with. Or going to become really difficult to deal with very soon.
Well, I mean, having a look at the net worth graph, team net worth is going in the favor of Carbon. Ecstasy have got the XP as on their side, and it's so negligible at this point in time. It's not something to write home about.
Well, we got a big jump coming out onto the Oracle. The Oracle does go down, but the Static Storm is good. Catches out DOTA and Da. Heffalump also caught in there, but trying to just get himself out of dodge. PSL decides to actually not chase anymore. Glimpses caught out the Ogre. Oh no, I lie. Caught out the AA. Ogre does come in though. Says, leave my friend alone. Now Ripping trying to get involved here. There comes out the ult. There comes the Lucent Beam. Not going to be good. Good shit. Ripping down Ripping, and he is going to drop to that onslaught of the Husker. He's just getting absolutely ridiculous. There comes the glimpse. Glimpse him back. Doom Bunny. He's another one that's going to bite the dust. And ding, ding, ding. Not good enough. And things kind of just seem to be an absolute bloodfest at the moment. I mean, have you ever seen Mortal Kombat in Dota? Well, we're experiencing it. Oh, look at this. Oh, it lands. It lands. Is it going to be good enough? This Disruptor Scant, he's in a... But
Yeah.
he does have infused raindrops, and the Oracle is around to actually just keep him alive. So that would have been a nice little pick-off there for the AA.
It would have helped him accelerate into that Aghanim Scepter, but I do think infused raindrops did save his life there. Or an item so minuscule able to save a hero in that circumstance is just, that's what Dota's about. It's just one of those small things that could just be a game changer.
Well, 20 minutes into the game, and we've got Carbon just jumping into the pit, just man-modding it. But here comes the AI ult. Does it land? It loses the Aegis as he goes down. Heffalump in vicinity. Dragon Tail being used up by PSL. This is going to be good enough. He does manage to force staff himself out of dodge. Now they're trying to see if they can find anything off the back of this. Husker does actually bring down the Batrider from all those flames. So they do actually get themselves a kill there, the side of Carbon, but losing the Aegis in turn. So maybe that was a K trade.
Dropping the Aegis on a Huskar is always a good idea. If you're only losing the Batrider for it, he didn't he didn't commit lasso. He didn't even he used Firefly to get out, and it's on cooldown. It's off cooldown again, so all good for
Well,
him.
but in the mid lane, they're deciding to actually jump onto good shit. Dota and Dart change targets, going to Altaria. Altaria just runs away. And we do get the kill on Dota and Dart. Does drop. Dragon Knight does finish off. But Husker also does go down to that last little hit there coming out from the PA. So, I mean, 1-1, not bad. We've got the Husker dropping as well as the PA. So, I suppose that kind of tallies things up here for both teams. Things starting to look a little bit drastic here for the side of XTC as that kill gap has actually reduced. Only 3 kills away to actually being tied up there at the moment.
Oh, and all of a sudden, the XP and net worth graph, going back to it again, it's 20 minutes in and you're starting to see quite a huge swing up into...
But in the top lane, they're going to pick themselves up an easy kill here onto the AA. PSL just running in there, man-moding it, drops that Dragon Tail, and then finishes it off. But Altaria does actually snag that kill there. Purifying Flames is just too strong, man.
Without even Aghanim Scepter.
Just jumping back to the Goldcraft, a bit of a chance now to actually view it. Quite a big drastic lead there for Carbon, sitting in the 5,000 Rand mark. 5,000 gold mark. I mean, it is a South African Dota play team, so we can use rands, I suppose.
No, it's all good, Jabba. But now we can see Carbon, they're starting to put a little bit of pressure onto the lanes, making sure they pushed out, pushing their bottom lane out now after pushing our top lane so drastically, forcing the side of Ecstasy to just send Dirt and Die to come and do something. And I don't know about you, but he's really cooled out from doing, partaking in team fights. He's really been like solo farming it up and got a Desolator, and most probably going to be getting BKB.
I think his farm's really slowed actually. I mean, he was doing a lot of ganks in the early parts of the game, and he actually sacrificed a lot of his farm to get those ganks under his belt. And when it didn't pay off, and when he fell behind, it's now actually come to bite him in his bum, and he's struggling to actually keep up. He's only now being able to pick up half his BKB at the moment, so he's not getting as much as he wanted to get out in the earlier parts of the game. I mean, if we look at the last hits of what Dota and I are sitting on at the moment, sitting 88 versus the DK's 126, so almost 50 last hits behind the DK. Let's just jump onto the individual net worth, and we can see the PA is still not doing too bad in terms of net worth, sitting second on the log, but DK basically 2,000 gold above the PA. And I mean, that is like an item difference there.
Yeah, that's the difference between a Battle Fury and an incomplete Battle Fury. And
now the DK has actually picked him up himself a Silver Edge, so this is going to become a nightmare for Dota and Die. He's just going to attack onto the PA, and then the PA is going to lose her evasion. So nice way to deal with the evasion, but going to put PA in a little bit of a predicament. Looks like they're going to put some pressure onto this bot tower as PSL has actually changed into Dragon form here.
Well, he has committed Dragon form, the other Dragon form, so he's going to have to make play with it. He opted to skill level 2 into it. Generally, pro players, well, not pro players, but you look at the international scene, they completely skip Elder Dragon form level 2 and go straight for the level 3 Elder Dragon form. They very seldomly use level 2 Elder Dragon form. I don't know, I'm not too sure why.
Oh, but Heffelam's in a lot of problems here. Good shit. Finding him out. Finding that lacquer tequila there on the side. AAL coming in. Does find good shit. And is able to actually crack him down. And Husk does go down in return there for the Batrider kill. So they're still getting 1-for-1 kills at the moment. But inevitably, Carbon definitely closing that kill gap. XTC still doing well to try and keep their lanes under control. Trying to defend their towers at the moment. So we will see how the rest of the game actually turns out. Doom Bunny actually picking up the Vlads, just assisting there with auras as much as he can, allowing free spots. But a nice little stake here. Dorendai can pick himself up here. Rip Pink says, I want a part of that, and she's also going to go and smash away. I suppose this is a free-for-all now. Whoever can get what.
Well, Dorendai just got BKB, and that stack helped get Dorendai that huge pickup, and now is going to be the time they want to gank with it, because once this BKB is shown, then the side of Carbon are going to have to turn their heads to now accommodates the fact that DOTA got that BKB. And no, Korea, yes, no. Seems like a bit of a confused Korea as to whether or not to deliver that BKB and actually give that out. But double damage and a B. This is gonna be big.
This is
They're gonna
when,
show their dominance big time now. DOTA is gonna make plays happen.
well, they are trying to congregate around the secret shop area for the Radiant. Dorendai leading the charge. Does find out Scant. There comes one crit! One crit to Scant, and he does hit the deck pretty hard and pretty fast. Let's not even forget about the bloodlust that Ogre Magi has actually just been buffing Dorendai with. I mean, he's becoming an absolute rage monster at this point in time. I mean, he's like one of those rage bosses. But there we go, jumping onto good shot. The lesser is good. Does get buffed off there from the Oracle. Now BKB being used up, just using it to actually get himself out of dodge, blinking back to the creep waves. But PSL is in hot pursuit. Jack, can he actually catch him? He is flying very fast. Has invised up, Silver Edge. Gonna blink away, and Dorendai is able to make it out without actually losing his life. So only getting one kill off the back of that. Disruptor going down. Worthy kill. Definitely whatever you can get at this point in time is good. But obviously not the high priority targets that you'd wish for. They did get the Husker earlier.
You know, it's unfortunate that Dorendai had to expend that 10-second duration BKB charge, and it's now down to 9. And it's not as bad now, but 26 minutes in, by the time you hit 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, you're going to be down to 5 seconds. If not earlier, you're going to be down to that 5-second time. And it's just really a 5-second BKB. It really becomes almost pointless. And yes, it does provide a lot, but with Huskar being able to drag out these team fights, Oracle is designed to save his team in team fight when it goes south. And there's just so much to extend the team fight from the side of Carbon that I think it's always going to be a good idea for the Phantom Assassin to just, once it gets to that threshold when she's getting those 6 slotted items, just rebuy the BKB, because that is a thing now. I haven't seen it being done, but it is a thing. You can rebuild it so you get your charges back and just have that 10-second again, which at the later part of the game is going to mean the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a big buy if they can make that happen. I am looking and checking out some items here, and 756 AA has actually picked up her Midas, so going to be in short succession going to be picking up her eggs. She's about 15 gold off her point booster, so that's going to be nice for her to start building towards that massive game changer, especially when landed on a couple of heroes, being able to just bring them down and cause such devastation to the side of Carbon. It's going to be a big pickup. But there we go. BKB used up, catching out 3. The Static Storm is down. Rip Inc. is going to bite the dust. Bailey in a little bit of problems. That Dorendai finds him out. Batrider does go down to the Dragon as well. Dorendai in a big amount of pressure now. Does blink out to the Ace. 756 does bite the dust. Husker. Absolutely ridiculous. Now coming back into the fray. PA does go down as well. So a 4-for-1 trade going in favor of Carbon. I mean, this side of Carbon is now hitting like absolute beasts.
And I'd hate to say it, but who's the main factor in all of this? It's gonna be that Huskar. Huskar is really making a much larger impact on this team fight than what expected. Giving him that free farm bottom was not a very grand idea.
No, it wasn't. They look, I mean, they were hoping to get a lot more done in the earlier parts of the game. XTC, they were trying to get those big rotations coming out from the PA. They're trying to make those things happen. But nonetheless, we got a ding, ding, ding in the mid lane. AA alt landing on PSL, but we've got the Batrider just making sure that he gets himself out of dodge there. A little bit of healing up coming up, or not healing up, but a little bit of love from the Oracle, keeping PSL alive, and is just going to work here.
But is this going to be Roshan again? Yes, they are. They did get Oracle to come and spot it out, and now they're gonna wait to maybe get a pick off and then go Roshan. Maybe they're gonna secure this secret shop area and then go straight into taking Roshan. And
well, PSL is actually just guarding things over here. They do know, well, the sentry is down, They do actually have the creep here for the side of XTC, so they actually know PSL is actually sitting there.
They do indeed, and they don't see. They don't. Not fighting it yet. Now, there we go. Now you want to get rid of it.
Now they realize that they actually knew about it. XTC actually makes their way out of the base now, led there by Ripping. Now he's actually moving a bit back up. Ripping at the moment, sitting with a BKB, Yasha, and Dragonlance, as well as his Helm of the Dom. Probably looking to try and finish up that Manta as soon as possible, being able to stand toe-to-toe with the Husker. Gonna need those illusions up, gonna need that ability to actually confuse the enemy hero. But
I think, yeah, like you said, it's going to be more of being able to confuse the Husker than to actually stand toe-to-toe with him, because you can't.
It's all mind games, bro. Husker,
Yeah.
oh, but here we go. PSL jumping onto Ripping, finding him out, dies immediately. PA does find the disruptor in the backlines. Doom Bunny teeping himself out. Heffelamp being caught out there from the Ice Blast from the DK, but he's actually just going to be able to walk it off. PSL decided to disengage and only losing the Luna, as well as losing the disruptor. Not the best trade for XTC, unfortunately. Although XTC actually get the higher gold swing regardless. So quite a farm disruptor, I'd imagine. Now it's time.
Yeah, it just means very little when you're losing Rashawn on top of that as well. I mean, it's going to be a fairly easy Rashawn taken.
I mean, this thing is dropping rather quick. Oh, but here comes the AA ult. But the Batrider pushes them out of it. That is a misplay from Heffelamp. Super unfortunate, but PSL is going to TP out. Good shit is going to go down to that stifling dagger. Now, Alteria, he's the one being charged onto. Heffelamp, can he close that gap? Forstaff is available. And DOTA does jump onto him, but he has got that Ghost Scepter available. The wall has been pulled down. Again, in the background, just smashing away Bailey. He does go down as well. So now 3 going in favor of XTC with no loss, with Rosh on very low HP. Looks like they may want to try and jump into the Rosh pit on the back of this 3K.
Oh, and that was really, really well done. And now XTC can take Rosh for themselves. And it's also, like I said, fairly easy Rosh. PA needs to get a crit. There we go. Dank crit memes, here we come, and now they can push out even more. I mean, Shadow Blade on PA. Just really going sneaky peeky like.
I think she's also going to try and build into her Silver's Edge, so she can deal with the Husker Berserk or with the Dragon Knight's armor. Just those passives, just being able to deactivate them. So potentially that is what the plan is. They do they see... They do not see PSL here in the backlines. They're going to look at taking this tier 2 tower. If I'm sitting on the high ground, trying to set himself up here for a nice blink Lesu for himself. They do get that kill going onto the Luna. The XTC just happy and content to just actually walk out at the moment. They do have the Aegis available to them, so they could actually make a little bit of a play on the back of this, trying to at least get a couple of towers. Looks like they're going to maybe move bot to take that second tier tower as well. It is on low HP. They can actually drop it. The scan does come out for the side of the Radiant. They do note that they're sitting here in this vicinity. DOTA and Da is invised up, trying to see if he can find anything. And I think they'll just settle for taking down this tier 2 tower.
Definitely so. And DOTA and Da are actually pulling up a good set of items. Power dead. And Silver Edge is up, like we said. And yeah. And I think it's going to become pushing time. You don't want the DK to become more effective. You don't want the Husker to get another couple of core items. And Husker's in their jungle. Oh wow, that didn't happen.
Well, Husker, they both have TPs, and now the TPs are actually being used. They're going to come back. It's going to be a little bit too late. They're going to lose the bottom tier 3 tower. It's going to be good. They do drop it, but now DK looking for a target. Here comes the BKB. Rip Inc. deciding to go to work. And the ulti does come down, just working on those Rexes. Rip Inc. just needs to work away. Glave's doing so much work. Actually deciding to actually pull out. There goes XTC. The call is to run and escape. Doom Bunny actually staying behind. He's going to actually sacrifice himself to make sure that his team actually does get out and survive. 3-man AA Ice Blast onto the side of Carbon. Now PSL trying to see if he can actually find anything, and they won't, as the side of XTC has actually already evacuated the crime scene, and Luna's just going to go and sit and carry on the farming game and get as many items as she can. Even though the kills are sitting in favor of XTC, let's jump onto our gold and XP graphs as things have actually leveled quite nicely out for both teams. The difference in net worth is 0 at the moment. The XP gaining closer to the 0 mark, but still favoring XTC at the moment. I mean, how close of a game could you say this is when you see after the 35-minute mark 0 net worth difference? I'm no economist, but that is like big numbers.
There's some big numbers and some good numbers to work with, and it is really, really close. I mean, look at the towers. There's no other towers for the side of Ecstasy. One tier 2 left for the side of Carbon. So are going to start getting to that threshold where it's going to be pushing a high ground time. And although Ecstasy have taken a tier 3, I think it was just more for the fact there was no glyph ready, and they forced that out earlier.
Well, that's going to be a big opportunity for XTC to take on the back of that. But I think DOTA still does have the Aegis available to her. Yeah, she does. She's got 2.4 in the bank. At this point in time, what do you start looking to build? Maybe that butterfly, trying to maybe get that evasion under her belt and become less of a target to the Husker? Or would you start looking towards the Abyssal? I don't know. In this kind of situation, I mean, do you rather go for that disable, or do you rather go for, like, I'll stand here and hit for days while you can't do anything about it kind of vibe? What do you think DOTA is going to build towards?
I'd like to see that butterfly build, because he's going to get, if taken out by that DK, he's going to lose that from that Silver Edge, is going to lose the ability to evade attacks. But I'd also like to see that Abyssal Blade because of that bash chance, which is also going to be just as effective.
Look at the amount of damage Ripik is doing. The one Rex goes down. Now BK beat up. She's just going to work. Right-clicking away. The ult is being popped. AA Blast lands onto PSL, running out of dodge. And now XTC decides to run out. Didn't even lose a player for either team, but getting the Rex under their belt. And Aegis just actually timing out on top of that as well. So super fortunate for the side of XTC, timing that push to absolute perfection. If he was a baker, that would be a cheesecake.
And Husker losing his life to the AA, who does have an Aghanim Scepter and Hanamidas. So very, very much fun times ahead of us. And looking at that net worth, DK had a good advantage and has just lost it to the PA and the Luna, and that's not how you want that craft. That's not how the story needs to go.
Yeah, that is a very, very, very sad situation, especially that DK was doing rather well, and now the PA and the Luna sitting top of the charts, and those are the two kind of heroes that you don't want to be getting farm in this game. I mean, they carry you so hard, and especially with the backup of Doom Bunny just multicasting and bloodlusting this PA. She's hitting like an absolute monster at the moment.
Well, Phantom Assassin just picked up Edgy the Skull Basher.
Did she go Basher? So Abyssal it will be. So she's going to be finishing up her Vanguard very soon as well. And that's going to make her even more tanky as well. Just going to be able to go toe-to-toe against that Husker. And, it's going to be an absolute nightmare for the side of Carbon to actually deal with. Kill's still relatively close regardless.
Yeah, but we look at PSL. He's in the mid lane while the rest of XTC are actually chasing down the top lane. This could result in a bit of a backstab coming from Carbon.
Oh, good shit, in a lot of problems. Does catch him out. There comes the stun. The Fire Blast is good. The Lasso is even better. And the AA Blast just to finish it off. But it still goes in favor of that PA. Getting that beautiful right click. Now, a lot of pressure coming onto this tier 2 tower. As PSL is actually deciding to run down the mid lane. And raxing mid lane. Undefended, uncontested. Glyph has actually been used out. The side of XTC do know about it. AA has been the one to be sent back. Is it going to be good enough? And the PSL does actually leave the Rex alone. Do not know how many XTC is actually committed to this to this push. But there we go. Jump in there from the PA. There comes the BKB. Go Scepter from Scant. Not allowing any more hits come out from him. Good shit. Jumping on down there. 4-staff, Dota and Die out of the fray. There comes the stun from the DK getting on Dota and Die. There's the Static Storm. The wall. It's good. They are trapped and they are going down like flies. Good shit, just taking up just too much damage. And Heffalump is the only one to get out there with the skin of his teeth. This Husker is hitting like a monster. But let's not take it away from the supports. That Static Storm, unbelievable. That Vacuum, incredible. And just, I mean, if you were a choir orchestra, that would be Beethoven's Fifth.
No, that was very well done. That Darkseer War combo, we weren't able to see it in its full effectiveness, as we'd normally like to see, and how effective Darkseer actually is. But he did give us a little bit of a glimpse of hope as to how well he can play that Darkseer.
Yeah, that was just beautifully played from the side of Carbon, just getting everything perfect around there. And it was just super unfortunate that XTC overextended a little bit and actually just gathered a little bit too much, allowing that Vacuum to actually do so much work. It was Vacuum into Wall, into Static Storm, into Kinetic Field. So it was just an absolute disaster. But now, Tefalam going to go down as well. Good shit finds him out. At least they were able to actually retrieve the gem, if anything. But now this Husker is just hitting so hard. I mean, it's so hard to deal with Husker. I mean, look at the items that he's actually got and what he can actually get done with it.
That's a lot of survivability. That's a lot of strength, especially for Husker. It's really painful. It's gonna be hard to deal with it. But XTC have shown that they are able to do it.
Oh.
They definitely can.
Well, PSL just going to take an easy mid-rex, putting him forward, using BKB to actually secure it. AL coming out. Who's it going to land on? Doesn't land on any. But now the side of XTC jumping in. Good shit jumping onto PA. Now the wall's good. It's going to be doing a lot of damage. The Ogre does bite the dust. The gem is on the deck. Rip Ink trying to just get himself out of dodge. Dota and Die throwing out that stifling dagger, slowing down. But Rip Ink could get glimpse back, and it goes down to the Darkseer. So, I mean, this is when you decide to disengage on a disruptor team, these are the consequences. One of you will be brought back and one of you will die.
No, it's just unfortunate that when you do look to try and fight against a team with the disrupting, it's very, very straightforward that you have to either commit or you don't have to. You can't do it at all because of the scare of the glimpse potentially being used on you.
Yeah, that and if it gets the right target, I mean, he doesn't have his ether lens yet, so and that range is still ridiculous. As soon as if he pulls into his ether lens, I mean, that range is just a little bit more, and turn things around is so much quicker. But they do discover that the Rosh is back up. Looks like they're going to actually jump into. Yeah, they do know. Carbon do know that they're actually in the Rosh pit. Heffalump sitting on the top ground. Got Fire Fairy activated. So just waiting. Rip Ink, Dota and Die, the rest of the team from XTC waiting just outside the Rosh pit. It goes down quick enough that Carmen can't actually come and contest it. So pretty uncontested. Demon Edge lying on the deck. And Doom Bunny actually just picks it up for his pal.
Very nice to see. And Rip Ink has got that cheese strat happening right here, and PA's got the edges, so if they did what they did last time to Carbon, I think it would be the end of the game. I mean, last time they were able to take almost 2 sets of racks. Now there's only 1 set of racks left between Carbon and, well, Ecstasy and Mega Creeps.
Who did that Demon Edge belong to? It was the Luna's.
That was Luna's Demon Edge.
Okay.
Most probably going to be getting EMKB. I doubt that it would be a Divine. It's not too early to call it, but at this point in time, you want the Luna, you want the Illusions to get that true strike and also be able to not miss uphill, which is very nice against the fact that you're going to be pressurizing tier 3s or the last tier 3.
Okay. So the Divine is an option, Daedalus is an option, MKB is an option, but we feel that the MKB is going to be the better. I agree. I mean, if the Husker actually decides to jump onto a Butterfly, it can actually assist quite a bit. Husker's got the Sunge. Is that going to change into a Hullbird? Evans Halberd, or is it going to be Sanjay Yasha?
Doubt that it'd be a Sanjay. I think it's gonna be more for the the Heavens Halberd. I would hope that Dota and Die actually has got a 6 second charge left. So if he doesn't get, if they don't kill Huskar within that time, Dota and Die is gonna eat that very quickly. That Heavens Halberd's gonna put a big spanner into PA's plans.
Well, we're sitting like 45 minutes in, 31 and 30 at the moment, sitting in favor of Carbon now. So things have swapped around quite a bit. But this is going quite far into the late game. Which team do you favor as this game goes on?
It's just really, really hard to call. I mean, I'd love to say that Ecstasy have got a better late game, and I'd love to call Carbon having a better late game, but there's just it feels like that DK has had his timing window. He's not out of the game as of yet. He hasn't fallen off by any means, but his timing window for being so much stronger than all the other cores on the side of Ecstasy, I think that's very quickly come and gone. And now it's more of trying to not try and man mode it, more trying to play it smart instead of just going in with your silver edge and going to get a kill every time. It's now more based on actually staying with the team because he can't split push. He doesn't have the strength to, and he also doesn't have enough money for TPs. He's gonna need to be in and out, up and down. He's gonna need to be Tinker if he wants to fight out Ecstasy in split pushing.
Well, I mean, we know that once he gets close to the tower, he does so much damage to towers, but just not as much as Rip Inc. I mean, you get a Luna close to the racks, and that is devastation. I mean, those glaives just do so much work.
And that is an MKB on Luna. That's MKB completed.
So she's going to be hitting like an absolute animal at this point in time. She hasn't finished up her Hurricane Pike yet. Do you think she's going to go back for it, or do you think she's going to maybe fill up that one slot where the cheese is sitting with something else? What do we see the Luna build into after? Well,
could very easily see her. It could be. It's not a bad idea to have the Hurricane Pike. You want to space yourself between the Huskar, and because Luna is going to be a prime target, having the Hurricane Pike and the capability of pushing yourself away when things get a little bit hairy is going to be a very nice. It's come in very handy in circumstantial. It's not going to be a core item for the Luna to have.
Yeah, so we'll see what she actually builds into. The supports from both sides are not doing the best. Altaria being the poorest of the lot, sitting with the Ghost Scepter as well as the Ether Lens, just making sure she can give that support where needed. Sitting with only the brown boots and the smoke. I mean, the life of a support.
That is a painful one indeed. And Altaria's got the Ghost Scepter as well as Scant on the Disruptors. Also got a Ghost Scepter. So we did see in the previous fight where you'd have the PA trying to go onto the Disruptor and he just Ghost Scepters. And that PA is forced to disengage and potentially lose a life because of the follow-up from Carbon.
Well, Dota and Die has actually finished up the Abyssal. So that's going to be an absolute devastation when she jumps onto one of those big cores. Smashing the Huskar. I think Huskar's going to be her main target. And going to allow the Luna to actually deal with the DK. The rest of the supports will just die to the glaives from the Luna. But I mean, you know, something that we haven't actually even taken notice at. I mean, have you seen the skin of the Luna? This is a pretty epic Luna.
Are you talking about the cosmetics?
The cosmetics. I mean, look at the skin. Look at that mount. Whoa, it looks so sexy. But enough of that. We've got in the back lines a little bit of a fight breaking out. Brings down Ancient Apparition before that blast gets taken down. Ifalump trying to get some work done on the good shit. Gets that ding, ding, ding on the Dragon Knight. Doing some work there. Dota and Die. Man moding it against the Huskar. The Huskar does go down. Turning their attentions to the Dragon. He goes down. And the buybacks available on 3 of those heroes. On all of the heroes that are down. But it looks like Dota and Die is going to get something more out of it here. At least a couple of buybacks. Oh my word. That crit. 1,273 crit coming out from the PA. That is massive. And the buybacks have been expended. Huskar's back. The Oracle's back. Good shit buys back. And jumps onto the Luna. There comes the vacuum. Going to be good. But good shit being false promised up. Isn't going to be enough to bring him down. Eric Bailey taking quite a bit of punches to the face. He does go down as well. And now those glaives doing so much work. PSL trying to get out of dodge. And Altaria sitting in the background, but good shit jumping onto DOTA and Die. There comes the BKB, avoiding any further onslaught there from the Oracle in the background. And the Phantom Assassin picks up the Oracle, jumping behind the lines. And GG has been called. XTC take game number 1 out of this DGL's Masters matchup between Carbon and XTC. An incredible, incredible game. And all the PA got was crit, cravot, croit. Unbelievable game from the side of XTC. Dominated in the beginning, started losing their footing a little bit in the mid game, but then did beautifully at the end parts of the game.
Definitely, and well said. That's, if you have a look at these net worth, I'm able to pull that up after the game, and having a look at the net worth, it was an up and down affair, and at the end of the day, it just really XTC played it very well. They played very good objective based Dota. Not in comparison to Carbon, because you're looking at two different sets of teams, you get two different sets of playstyles, and that it's just really well done from XTC. I have to say that when they got Rishon, they pushed 2 tiers, or they pushed 2 tier 3s. They got a set of racks, they got 1.5 sets of racks, and then lost it, and then went back to farming, and then decided to redo that again. And eventually it just enabled them to get that tier 3 and get the last set of racks. And then they were just able to man mode it from then. Carbon putting out their last stops to try and beat XTC. I mean, buybacks coming out left and right. And almost all of the guys on the side of Carbon had buybacks. They just didn't coordinate them correctly, because you'd have 2 heroes buyback, then 2 heroes die, then another hero buyback, and then that hero dies. And it just felt like a last ditch effort where it was just uncoordinated and unplanned.
Yeah, well, it's nonetheless well played to the side of XTC. This is going to bring game 1 to an end. So do join us in game number 2 from myself, Jubba, and from Tyrox. We wish you a pleasant evening if you are not going to join us. Otherwise, we will see you soon, as game 2 is going to be going up shortly.
I feel like I fought all my life for this. This one part, this 1/3 I've always missed. No, just don't let it go. I started the fight, but now I'm losing. So will I fall again? I'm scared of heights, yet it was me who ran away.
can't forgive, can't forget myself. The peace that I'm missing, it kills me inside. I need help, oh please give me back this one part, this one third. I'm sorry I lost it.
No, I let my weapons fall. I'm drowning in the fears, and now I know that I will fall again and let it go, but I can't stop to love.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and DOTA players around the world. Welcome back for game number 2, as this is the DGL Masters Carbon vs XTC to game number 1, and game number 2. Oh, we are gonna be in for another explosive round and game of Dota. I am Jubba, joined by Tyrox. Please give us a rundown of how game 1 went.
Well, thanks, Joe. It's excited to be back for game 2. I'm still sitting with a bit of an internet issue, but we'll just take it as it comes. And Carbon, they've decided to stick to their name this time, so they're not going to be trolling, being the troll pastors that they are. Game 1 just really, Ecstasy took a bit of advantage early on. Carbon brought it back again, and it's really back and forth, but a considerable amount of back and forth. To say Ecstasy, they showed a convincing start. Carbon showed a convincing laning phase into mid game, and just Ecstasy just went and took the win in the late game. They really asserted themselves. They played good objective-based Dota, and that's what led them to the win.
Well, we'll leave it at there for now. I mean, game 2 has already been underway, and a big ban's coming out already from the side of Carbon. PA being the first ban, followed up with the Elder Titan. XTC decided to actually then jump on and ban on out the Void as well as the Drow. Gonna be some big bans coming out. I suppose a little bit of a ban, respect ban coming out for Dota, and I did such incredible work on that PA that performed so well in the mid lane. And because Carbon had first pick, decided to actually lock in the Mirana for themselves, and now just pick themselves up a Batrider. For the side of XTC, managing to actually get that elusive Shadow Demon as well as the Slaughter. Now, we can already see there's just so much synergy, or any team that actually is able to just get that Shadow Demon has so much gameplay, so much more maneuverability, and how they can actually control team fights. And then Batrider being able to pick into the Shadow Demon, going to be a little bit of tough work. I suppose the Shadow Demon is also pretty good at stopping the Batrider from doing Batrider things. But how do you think the draft is going so far?
I'm really favoring the Batrider Mirana combo, but the Shadow Demon Slardar combo is also not a bad combo. It's not negatable. Slardar with that Slithering Crush, couple that up with the disruption from the Shadow Demon. It's just huge setup for some good chain stuns. And XTC, they know what they have in mind, and I don't think they're too phased by this Mirana Batrider. They could potentially put something into the lineup that could break down the Batrider, so lock him down even more. But like stated, the Shadow Demon disruption could really make good work of Batrider. Mirana is going to be there to set up the arrow and then follow up with maybe a quadruple Starstorm if it falls correctly. A lot of gank ability from Mirana itself. With that Moonlight Shadow, it's just can set up the ganks, and unfortunately we didn't get to see that so much from Mirana last game. It wasn't really a priority. It wasn't used to get into those team fights or to initiate into that. The Batrider did a very good job of doing that by itself, and I'm really hoping to see that come out from Carbon in this game too.
Well, it's also going to be a little bit more difficult with Slaughter being picked up. That Amplifier is actually going to be able to reveal the Invis hero. So a little bit of a unfortunate situation for Carbon, as Slaughter is generally a good counter against Mirana. So so far, most of the heroes have been actually quite well dealt with from the side of XTC. But let's have a look at the bans. Luna being banned out for the side of Carbon. Obviously, also Rip Inc. doing some monstrous work on the Luna in the previous game, not wanting to deal with it in game number 2, and now followed up with the Jugger ban. Big right click has been banned out here, so Carbon kind of knowing what they want to jump into. Slark is still available. This could also be quite a devastating pickup if XTC can actually get their hands on it. Beautiful setup there from the Shadow Demon and the Slardar that the Slark can just jump on them. So Slark still in the pool, still viable options for really both teams. For the side of XTC, looking at the Ricky as well as the Night Stalker, getting rid of those two heroes. I mean, Night Stalker's been quite a devastating hero in terms that as soon as he gets his eggs, that vision that it provides them is just absolutely ridiculous. And just so much vision gets revealed. But XTC deciding to pick up the man boobs ogre again, putting that one on the notch and saying that we want to play him, and Carbon return in kind and say, well, we want to play with the Spirit Breaker. So now pretty much three of the heroes have been solid up for both teams, Carbon and XTC. How are they going to round off the rest of their draft?
Specifically for XTC, and I was, yes, like I'm having such bad luck with calling out these heroes, Jubba. Wow, Monday in its finest. But Slark being picked up, it was going to be picked up by someone, because if you don't ban it, you have to pick it. Slark is just that hero that's in and out of fights, can get in, can completely annihilate a team, delete heroes from the game, just a couple of skills, and just straight after that just pounce out, and that's it. And you can't really follow up unless you've got something to counter that. But it's really hard. You have to commit quite a lot to get rid of a Slark and to lock a Slark down. Carbon pick up an Angry Space Cowl that's also known as a Spirit Breaker. It's a Spirit Breaker I like because of the fact that you can sit in the offlane for a good couple of levels and then rotate wherever you need to go. You can go and gank mid, you can go gank bottom. You've got that empowering haste, and you're able to get to where you need to be with haste, essentially. And that 30%, the 17% bash chance, and I don't know, RNG is favoring these high tier teams very nicely in comparison. And I'm really excited to see how they decide to lane the Spirit Breaker in the laning phase specifically, because in the later part of the game, you kind of, Spirit Breaker falls into this half of a cliche as to what Spirit Breaker does, if not being a vessel for a life stealer. It is that hero that just goes around them and starts the ganking and initiates into a gank, or could potentially just be a very defensive Spirit Breaker, but that's not something that I doubt we'd see it in this game.
Well, Carbon actually snatched themselves up a Vengeful Spirit, so something that can actually deal with the Slark, I suppose, as soon as the pounce has actually latched. I'm not 100% sure. Does the swap actually pull the person out of the pounce, the hero out of the pounce, or does that latch continue?
It would pull them out. It would break it. It would break the pounce's latch.
So the Mirana's leap, I know the pounce still keeps her in place, but the Vengeful Spirit has now been picked up to actually counter that pounce that whoever the Slark decides to go on will now actually be able to be saved. So a nice little counter there that Carbon's actually pulling to the front. Looking at what Carbon's looking at the moment, from what I see, Mirana is going to be in the mid. Betrayed in the offlane, Spirit Breaker and Vengeful Spirit going to be the two supports, while Spirit Breaker, we can say, the roaming support. They're specifically looking for their core now for the side of Carbon. Jumping onto the side of XCC, I mean, we've got the Shadow Demon and the Ogre Magi going to be running with the Slark in the safe lane. We're going to have the Slardar in the off lane. We're going to have that option to jump into the jungle if necessary. And they're now looking for their mid. So, I mean, we've got XCC looking for their mid. We've got Carbon looking for their core. What are the good potentials for XCC and Carbon to actually move to?
Oh my gosh, I cannot.
You got to say it quicker. You got to interrupt me and say, Jubba, Death Prophet.
Death Prophet banned by Death Prophet, but now I was hoping to see the Death Prophet for Ecstasy, and good ban by Carbon to notice that Ecstasy would have really, really had so much more in terms of team fight with that Death Prophet. I mean, Exorcism speaks for itself. The pushing power that Death Prophet has, coupled with Ogre Magi, Slark, it's just major damage. And
Oh, wow.
There's
Wow.
the answer. That's not what I would have expected.
Wow. Well, it is going to be a Timbersaw mid. So that rounds it up for the teams of Carbon versus XTC. This is, as the players are busy selecting their heroes, this is going to be the DGL Masters matchup between Carbon and XTC. So as the game is going to get underway, thanks for joining us on this wonderful warm Monday evening. Summer is here and I can't wait. But the map, it's going to be wide, it's going to be vast, and it's going to be up to either team to take it home. XTC did take game number 1, so it's going to be up to Carbon to defend the Ancient and make sure that it can go to number 3, because we definitely want to see game 3, and we do not want to sleep. We do not want to go to bed tonight, because we just want to watch Dota and watch and watch and watch. But nonetheless, the game is underway, so let's go around with the quick introductions again. We did do it in game number 1, but I think in all fairness, Carbon has got their players all present. So for the side of XTC playing on the Radiant, we have got Hefflam going to be playing the Slaughter. We've got Dota and Die going to be playing our Timbersaw. 756 on our Shadow Demon. Rip Inc. on our Slark. And Doom Bunny on the Ogre Magi. For the side of the Dire, please take it away, Mr. Ty Rocks, my man.
Thanks, Java. I couldn't ask for a better way to get into the announcing the heroes. But on for Carbon, we've got Plick on that PL, the Phantom Cancer Lancer. We've got the Chosen One on Vengeful Spirit. We've got Carbon C1, and we'll always butcher that. 12. We've also on away. The Carbon, we'll call that Carbon C1 or C1 on Marana. We have got Scant on the Spirit Breaker, and I'm missing one last person, which
is going to be the Marana, the kitty cat.
Oh, that's C1. Where am I missing?
The Batrider, Modesi.
Yes, there, yes.
In
on the
the
bottom.
bottom.
Sneaky bottom lane person.
So,
Really just setting up a vision early on. That's well done, though. But makes it harder for casters.
well, as both teams are making their way out of the fountains, let's get ready to Dota. As we're going to see in the top lane, Click is going to be found out. The disruption has been used. Pounce not good enough, not going to latch. He's going to be able to just doppelgang himself back under the tier 1 tower. So a little bit of a mistiming there from our Slark. Doesn't matter, it's still being able to show their presence. Skent is in the background, seeing if he can actually make something happen here. But for the side of XTC, playing very aggressive here. The PL is actually trying to sneak out and see what's going on. He has left the security of his tier 1 tower. 756. He is going to be in a little bit of trouble. Chosen One in vicinity hasn't actually skilled anything up. Does have that magic missile should he choose to actually level it up. Doom Bunny just trying to create a little bit of space there for the team members. But Timbersaw and the Marana getting both bounty runs. So going one apiece at the moment for either team.
And as that happens, they're just going to go back into the lanes, and we're going to see the laning phase, and we'll see the lanes come together. And look, unfortunately, had to skill up that doppelganger. I doubt that he would have wanted that. Would have maybe wanted to keep it for Spirit Lance because of Heffalump. But speaking of
charge coming out. We've got Chosen One chasing down Heffalump. Heffalump has got his Slytherin Crush available to him. Scant just putting a little bit of love into him. And just going to push him back a little bit. So it's going to be this tri lane here for the side of Carbon versus our Slaughter here in the off lane. Trying to see what he can get done here. He's going to probably play pretty safe. But look at the aggression here coming out of Carbon. Sitting on top of this, top of the hill here. Dota and Die, respecting the fact, just keeping his distance. Hasn't actually upgraded any points into reactive armor. So taking quite a chunk of damage. Now he has got some points there in the reactive armor. Is it going to be enough? Carbon doesn't choose to actually chase down. Does have the arrow and Starfall available. Actually hasn't put any points into leap just yet. The mobility from her is just lacking slightly. But Dota and Die coming back with a full regen. Quite a bit of damage to Carbon. Going to have to actually retreat out. Does heal herself up there.
not just that, the arrow. I mean, if you're not going to shoot, you're never going to score. So I think it would have been nice just to put that arrow down and just try. I mean, did see the vision as to where Bird and Die walked into that.
Where were you when I was trying to get a girlfriend? If you don't shoot, you don't score. I mean, that's kind of good motivating skills. Oh, but
Well,
don't
that's
die.
why I'm here, Jabba.
Don't die taking quite a chunk of damage there from that Starfall. So, I mean, Carbon's got this lane pretty wrapped down, but don't die is not going to take it sitting down.
Jabba. What are we going to do with you, my friend? Love you.
You're going to love me.
Love you,
That's
feed you,
all.
and never leave you.
That's it. Oh, feed me, love me. Let me play Dota. Doom Bunny got the haste, so putting quite a bit of pressure here into Carbon. He's pretty comfortable. He's not under too much pressure at the moment. So just doing Mirana things. Top lane, Heffalump. Going to be a pretty tough for him. He's picked up 0 last hits, but under a little bit of attack here. Terror Wave has been used out. Pluck trying to see if he can actually pick up anything. Doesn't have enough mana to cast out that launch just yet.
Look at the bottom lane. Yo,
There we go.
this
There
is
comes a
just-
disruption. Modesta in a little bit of problems. Does he get the latch? He does get the latch this time round, but taking quite a bit of damage from that firefight. Is he going to continue the chase? No, he's not. I mean, the evasion coming out from the Batrider. I mean, look at this little path here he's creating himself. 756 willing to man mode it, running through the fire. He does know that it's going to time out any moment now. Rip Inc. He's waiting at the top. 756 Pounce doesn't latch, but he is in close vicinity. There's the Dark Pact. It's going to work. Doom Bunny, he's in vicinity, trying to block him out. And there comes the last shot hit and first blood going in favor of Ripped Inc. Doing some wonderful, wonderful work. And last kind of hero that you want to actually give first blood to, especially knowing how fast that he can accelerate that farm.
That is unfortunate, and Slark, he gets the start he wants, and you're not going to be able to lock him down. He's going to become extremely powerful. Shadow Dance level 6, that passive HP regen is ridiculous. Gets himself a Shadow Blade, even a Silver Edge, which we'd most probably see coming out from him. It's going to be hard to deal with him. It's going to be hard to lock him down. Don't have the Slaughter. I mean, if Slaughter was sitting on Carbon's side, he would have had the nice little amplifier just to spot him out when he is trying to run away and get out of dodge. But I doubt I think Slark's just going to have a mad mode session in this game.
Well, I do have a question for you. If the Slark gets his Silver Edge, does that actually stop the PL from actually making more illusions of himself in terms of his ulti?
It is. It stops abilities, so it is part of his skill set.
Oh,
It's not
arrow
a passive.
does land in the mid lane. The arrow does land on Don't Die. Not going to be a very long one. So just putting on a little bit of love onto the Timbersaw. Not doing too much damage. Got a 4-1-1 build at the moment. See what it actually decides to actually upgrade. Dota and Die has actually got a 1-1-3 build. So respecting the fact that the Mirana is going to try and hit away. Actually, every time she hits him, it's actually just going to aid to his armor as well as to his regen.
Oh, 15 stacks in reactive armor already from those right clicks themselves. It just means nothing. Dota dies. He's just regenerating armor more, or regenerating HP more than Carbon can actually put out.
He's just having a good laugh. Come, hit me, Mirana. Hit me. Hit me. Come on,
Right,
Ike. Come on, Ike.
when you are playing a Timbersaw, it's just generally it's really about pulling the creep wave more than actually harassing the hero, because that's what's going to secure. Whoa.
Oh.
PL.
PR picking up the kill on Slaughter. I missed the back end of that fight. What actually happened? What actually transpired?
I missed the entirety of that fight. Oh, wow. This is Caster's curse. There we go. I missed, unfortunately, only catching the arse end of that fight as well. And it's really... I mean, it's understandable for the offlaner to lose his life, but it is Slaughter. He probably did commit Slithering Crush to try and escape, and it wasn't enough. And by comparison, I think Slark is actually, I might regret saying it, but Ripping is going to get more out of a kill than what Flick is. I really think he's going to be more effective at taking down the illusions than what Flick would be to try and take down Slark, sorry.
So, I mean, Slark is generally just such a strong hero and such a contested hero. I mean, he's always banned out. He's always either picked up or banned out. And the Slaughter not Not generally the same, but let's just look in the mid lane because we have the disruption coming out here from 756 catching Carbon, but not being able to actually bring it down. Actually having to use that leap to get herself back to safety. Looks like Scans also committed quite a bit, going back to base with very low HP. So mid lane seems to be where all the action is.
Yeah, and it's nice that it's converging all over there, and I think it's just playing into DOTA and Die's idea of what he wants to do. He's not really caring about getting, harassed because of his 3 stacks in, or his 3 points up in reactive armor. So harass is not an issue for him. He's going to quickly regen that up, with the fact that he does also have a stout shield, so that's also blocking damage. He's having a jolly old time here.
Time of his life. It reminds me of Dirty Dancing when they sing, "This is the time of my life." Only if I could sing, then I could keep you guys really entertained instead of talking about Dota things. But Heffalump being super scared, hiding behind his tier 1 tower. Not actually wanting to get too close to Plick, but Plick being quite aggressive, going quite far under this tier 1 tower, creating a couple of illusions. Is it going to be enough? No. Heffalump, Plick jumps onto Heffalump, doing quite a bit of damage here to him. While this is happening, we've got the space guy running mid. No, he actually cancels it, so he'll stay top. Heffalump actually getting that slithering crash, preventing him from actually going down. So Plick actually doing quite well up against the Slardar, going man to man, and actually turning out to be the better. But Timbersaw does get the kill on the Mirana. Please do run us through that one.
That was just a case of Chakram, Whirling Death, as well as a Timber Chain. But you were also helped by Doom Bunny, who did have his nice little Ignite ready, as well as Fire Blast. So very nice wombo combo. Mini wombo combo.
Slark in a lot of trouble in the bot lane. He does go down to the Batrider, but so does the Spirit Break, and now Modessa in a little bit of trouble. Heffalump rotating to the bot. Doom Bunny trying to get stuff done. The Firefly does go out, but Carbon comes in, drops the Firefall. Is it going to be enough to bring down Modessa? Getting a double kill on the Modessa, and then getting 1 kill on Carbon. How do we pronounce Modessa? Is it Modessa? Modessa? Please assist me here. English is I'm bad at English.
I'd say like Modessa. Modessa. Let's go Mod.
Mod. While Sken's charging in, finds himself DOTA and Die, and just decides to actually back off. But Plick, he's in the vicinity, yeah, and he's also going to back himself off out of there. So not wanting to commit too much at the moment. Not too much kill potential. The Bear doesn't have too much kill potential at the moment. So respecting that fact, DOTA and Die is also quite tanky at the moment. He's really spent quite a bit of ability points into that reactive armor, just making him so much more tanky.
And Rip Inc. is sitting with that hand of Midas. It is 10 minutes in. I didn't catch the timing for it specifically, but that is not a problem. If he dies once or twice in the lane, he'll just easily be able to accelerate that with his farming capability. Look at, he's just regenning over 28 HP second. That's just powerful. That's really, really powerful.
Oh, that is that reactive armor, man, too strong.
Yeah, reactive armor as well as the shadow dancer's regen is so much regen. It was just called it the regen strat.
No, well, as soon as the shadow dance is used, he can just run around. Then we've got the reactive armor coming out from the Timbersaw, and then let alone anything else that the supports pick up in terms of mech. There's just so much potential that they have to actually have their survivability. But for the side of Carbon, seem to be trying to use this Spirit Breaker, not really getting too much out of it at the moment. Sket is charging mid, gonna dive the tier 1 tower. No, he actually decides to actually pull out just before the tier 1 tower actually appears. So I feel the Spirit Breaker is not getting done as much as what they wanted to.
Bottom lane, Ripper Inc. Nice little kill onto Batrider, but here is Barra on his way. Gant might just be able to get a kill, but
Yeah, in the top lane, we've got 756 under a bit of problems. Plick chasing him down. Does get the kill on him. Now looking after Heffalump. Chosen One under a bit of pressure there from Timbersaw in the background. Doom Bunny trying to see if he can help out. Does get the kill onto the Vengeful Spirit. Timbersaw finishes that one up, and now Moonlight Shadow actually being used up, keeping the PL alive. So Blick walking out with his life, but for the side of Carbon, losing Batrider as well as the Vengeful Spirit, not pleasant, where they only got the kill on the Shadow Demon. That's besides what was happening around the map when, from what you saw.
Also, definitely a lot of action happening everywhere across the map. And look at Carbon C1 just chilling casually here in Heffalump.
Well, arrow out, but Heffalump's in vicinity. There comes the Amplify. Beautiful disruption coming out from 756, keeping him alive. The leap, it's not good, doesn't get him over, but the poison from the Shadow Demon, good enough, bringing down the Marana. That leap just not far enough to get her over that ridge, and that was super unlucky from the kitty cat.
It's just unfortunate that it's, at this point in time, I mean, with the Shadow Demon, the reason he just becomes such a good hero is not only because you force pressure onto the enemy that you're facing up against with that disruption that sets it up so much that you force the enemy just mindset-wise that they need to get out of dodge as soon as they can because they don't have any support. That, in turn, is what would cause mistakes to be made on the side of Carbon. And as we saw, the leap wasn't enough, and that's what led to Marana's death.
Yeah, it was super unfortunate. I mean, but in the previous game, I mean, the same hero from the previous game was the Batrider. A little bit of a different build that I'm seeing coming out from the Batrider. Actually opting to go for the drums first, but we'll pause on that comment for the moment. Scant charging down Slark, not actually fully committing and pulling out. But as I was saying, I mean, the Batrider's gone for drums first, not actually committing to the blink. How do you feel about this? I mean, we saw the blink do so much work for Heffalump in the previous game. Now Modisa not getting the same out of it. Do you think the drums was the right build?
It's for team. I mean, because of the fact that they want to get the PL farmed up, they don't really have this fighting capability. Marana needs items. Barra's not there yet in terms of being able to fight. And Vengeful Spirit, obviously, it's a support hero. So Batrider is not able to be as aggressive as Batrider would like to be. So Modise is just really wanting to just build up as much as he can in terms of utility for his team. So when he does get into the point where he can team fight, he does have his 4-staff, he does have drums, and he does have his blink ready and up and going. And like you said in the previous game with Heffalump was there because of the fact that his team was ready to go, ready to fight, and Blink Dagger would just help initiate into those fights that Ecstasy were ready for. So I think it's just a different setup of draft and different strat in mind, I suppose.
Okay, maybe let's see if he actually returns back to get the blink. Let's just have a look in the mid lane because it looks like things are really converging here on DOTA and Die. As Carbon is actually surrounding this tier 1 tower. DOTA and Die running under this tier 1 tower. Plick trying to see if he can find him out. We do have a blink on the Timbersaw, so that's going to make him even super mobile. Doom Bunny being attacked out does choose the wrong illusion. Plick just going to work now. Doom Bunny actually just running back into the lane, trying to maybe create a lot of confusion, but so much confusion that even Shadow Demon wanted to be a part of it and went down as well. So two of the supports for the side of XTC biting the dust, hitting the deck, and now XTC going to have to rally their forces and decide what they need to do. Carbon pushing down this tier 1 tower, Scant charging the bottom lane, maybe trying to make a play here on Rip Inc. Is it going to be enough? We do have Batrider and PL in the vicinity. They are going to commit to this. The Moonlight Shadow has been committed. They are going to expend it. We do have Shadow Dance is down. This is going to be a problem for him. Ripping, pouncing out. Doom Bunny teeping in, trying to cause a bit of confusion there. And not going to be enough, but super unfortunate. Plick, super low HP, just being able to survive. Beautiful DOTA and Die coming out from the background, cleaning him out. Scant going down, and 756 disrupting himself, keeping himself alive. And now Batrider, he's under a little bit of pressure over there. He's going to go down as well. Carbon and the Chosen One are going to escape with their lives. So committing so much to bring down the slot. They do get him, but they lose 3 of their players for that as well. Massive team fight coming out from the side of Carbon. Just not getting what they needed, what they wanted to get out of it. And, I mean, XTC walking away with smiles on their face.
Oh, definitely. And XTC managed to get the most out of that, and they actually got more than what Carbon got out of that. They got about 1,500 gold, just because of the fact that they took down the Phantom Lancer as well as the Bat Rider, and it's unfortunate they lost the Slark. I mean, Slark, he's not going to have an issue with... Okay, need to relog FPS, but I'm back to my point. He's not going to have a problem with getting his item progression. It's just his timing window is going to obviously increase, and it's just going to cause him to... It's going to just decrease the time he has to be as effective as he can be. And it's almost like the DK in the previous game. We had a little bit of a timing window. And the closest Slot gets to these core items where he can start rotating and actually getting some kills and being a menace to society that he is, the faster he can snowball into getting to the point where he's unbeatable. And I know that's a very broad spectrum to put it on, but once Slot gets to the point of where I say unbeatable, I'm saying where you can't 1 versus 1 Slot, because he would just completely destroy you and delete you from your fight, and where you'd force 2, 3, 4 heroes maybe just to lock down Slot alone. That's when I consider the Slot to be unbeatable.
Yeah, he's such a nightmare to deal with. But I'm looking at the Slog's items now. He's actually opted to go for the Maelstrom. Generally, we see a Shadow Blade coming out on him. Any specific reason why we're not seeing the Shadow Blade?
I think, I mean, because Slark had a little bit of a death early on, he's also trying to get up and, like I said, get to that critical point where UB starts becoming a menace. Does have the Maelstrom to try and accelerate that farm because of the Maelstrom's capability. That nice little chain lightning that procs is nice for farming and just accelerates it. The increased attack speed and damage is also just a beauty to have. And I think it's also partly because of the fact that of the PL illusions. I mean, if you're going to have that, just one chain lightning in between the PL illusions will almost immediately give away the actual PL's identity, actual location.
So, not opting for the escapability or that let's say sneaky, sly kind of slog build into the Shadow Blade, but really making sure that he's combat ready to actually take down the PL. And the PL is going to become a force to be reckoned with. I mean, he does have his BOTs online as well, building into that diffusal blade as well. So he's going to also become a force to be reckoned with. Can the Slark go toe-to-toe against Plick, though, even with, let's say he builds and finishes up his Million? Can he actually stand toe-to-toe against the Plick? But Heffalump TPing in, catches an arrow to the face, does get lassoed up. There comes the Starfall, gonna be good. Batrider getting the kill on that, ripping, jumping in, latching up Plick. They know he's the real one, but Moonlight Shadow has been used. Doom Bunny stunned out with that magic missile. And now, Carbon surviving, very low HP. Ripping, still hitting away. Gonna bring down Medusa. Is it gonna be enough? There comes the next sticky napalm. Not gonna keep him down. There's the Shadow Dance. Gonna try and see if they can find anything off the back of this. Chosen One is gonna find Ripping. DOTA and Die. Can he make something happen? Does one last right click. Triple kill going in favor of DOTA and Die. 4 dropping for XTC, 4 dropping for Carbon. I mean, things were looking in favor of XTC. The gold favored XTC, but beautiful fight all the way around.
Oh, I'm just sitting here contemplating as to why DOTA and Die saw that tower fall down to almost below 20 HP and still refrain from denying it, actually standing there. Maybe just a bit of a blank moment and a bit of a deny fail, I would call. But not bad at all. I mean, the team fight itself was nice. Not too much to write home to. And if you have a look at it's just, we're seeing such a repeat of last game where Ecstasy wasn't in massive lead of the gold, but XP wise they were leading it, and this is what led the side of Ecstasy just to push up a little bit harder and eventually take the win in game 1. So if we are going to be seeing a little bit of deja vu, then I'd really hate to see how this goes south for Carbon.
Well, in the jungle of the Radiant, we see Riptink trying to run for his life. We've got Shadow Dance being used up, keeping him alive for the moment. Pluck, he's the one being under attack at the moment. Dotan Dice trying to see if he can make something happen. Do get the TP out there from the Ogre Magi. Heffalump being magic missiled up. Can't continue fighting. Carbon running away. But in hot pursuit, Dotan Die trying to make something happen. But Scant just coming in, showing it a little bit of love. And I think that will be end of the fight. I lie, they do find Heffalump. And Heffalump trying to make something happen, but Rip Ing turning on Scant. Gonna get that kill, sitting with 4 stacks on his shift essence. And now we got the Spirit Lance coming out. The lasso from Odyssey, not good. Dark Pack, too strong. Can't bring him down. And they're still trying to chase down the Slark. And now the Moonlight Shadows is down. And, Dust has been casted. So now the side of Carbon need to decide what they want to do here. And they actually decide to actually back out and walk away. And out of that entire tussle, they only got 1 kill. Out of that entire fight, out of that about a minute fight, Scant was the only one to go down. So teams, unbelievable teamwork here. Just being able to keep the heroes alive, keep their partners alive. And the only one to bite the dust will be the Spirit Breaker.
I'm really seeing that, but I mean, okay, yes.
Ripping. But does manage to dart back off the magic missile. Scant gonna try and chase him down, but actually turns back and runs away. I mean, Rip Inc. on these dark packs are ridiculous. He hardly gets shut down. He hardly gets held in place because of the way that he actually plays his dark pact.
And this is just part and parcel of what I was saying about how dangerous Slark is. And this is why he's banned so much and so often in specifically the South African scene, because of his capability of just becoming an outright menace and a huge impact on the game. Just the fact that he's purging off Lasso, so predictive, very well played from Ripping to just almost anticipate that happening from the Batrider and to be able to purge it off and just turn around. He had a moment where he was trying to fight, he's trying to get away from Spirit Breaker. Speaking of
Ripping, he's pushing his luck here. Ripping in a little bit of problems. Does Shadow Dance up, trying to get himself out of trouble here. But the side of Carbon has got his number, and they do catch him. Batrider picking up the kill for himself, snagging himself 353 gold for that kill there. A little bit unfortunate for him, but now they do have TPs mid. Arrows flying out. Does fly straight, but doesn't fly true and doesn't catch a target. But Scant still in hot pursuit here. I mean, if that is a piece of cake and Scant's a fat kid, he is chasing down Dota and Die like a piece of, I think, cheesecake. Ooh, cheesecake sounds so good right now. But we've
chocolate.
got chocolate fudge cake. Anyway, Carbon, he has got his eggs online, so now his farm is going to become super accelerated. Going to be difficult now to actually stop item progression coming out from Carbon. He's got that Aghanims 8-second starfall. I mean, that is just, oh, that's like heaven to my ears.
That is really powerful, and I'm having a look now. Slark has actually opted to get a Claymore, so would most probably go into that Shadow Blade, considering the fact that he's locked down so much, and he really wants to be able to have that escapability over and above the fact that because he got ganked so well from Carbon, I would say they committed quite a lot to it, which is understandable because it is a Slark, you want to lock him down. And
but that's fine. Modesa does try to TP out, but Shadow Demon's too quick on the button. They do find him out. Moonlight Shadow has actually been used up, and no dust available, so they're not going to be able to track him out. That's kind of weird. Doombuddy actually, I think it was just brought him on the courier, wasn't it?
I think it was, yes, actually, and Slaughter wasn't even able to get off that. Wasn't even able to get the amplified damage onto the Batrider.
Well, I mean, just looking at the vision for the side of XTC, lacking so much in terms of wards and where the enemy is sitting at the moment. I mean, have you even seen what the Fog of War looks like for the side of XTC? I mean, that is the vision.
That's a barren, dark place.
I mean, this is like something out of The Walking Dead, but Scant does find Rip Inc. Actually does turn back, Dark Baker actually being casted in terms of that, but in the top lane. We've got Hefferlamp being engaged on. He's able to get out of there. Doom Bunny coming into the fray. Beautiful chainsaw chakram, but the Moran is able to TP out through all of that. And now Plick, he's in a bit of trouble here. Are they going to find him? They do. Timbersaw right click is too strong on that oak, and he does go down. So a nice little pick off there for them. Chasing quite deep there to try and pick up Hefferlamp, but not actually securing themselves that kill. And super unlucky for themselves. But Ripink now does have his Shadow Blade up. Going to feel rather confident in making some plays happen. I mean, things are just looking rather good for XTC as well. They seem a lot more composed, a lot more, I think, well-rounded thus far.
I think it's just more that's side of XTC, or just getting out of that laning phase. And I know it is, or the laning phase. It is 24 minutes in. I think it's just a moment for the guys to get those items up, get an actual sense of realizing as to how they want to get these lanes, how they want to push.
Oh, but in the mid lane, Shadow Demon gets smashed to the face. Sentry in the mid charges down. They did see him coming, and easy peasy work there for him. Spirit Lance popping out onto Doom Bunny. Going to drain his mana away, as the PL does actually has his diffusal blade already as well. I mean, this is massive. Sorry for interrupting you there. I mean, that was like what happens.
Was it a melt for me moment?
Well, no, that's like when I go to the toilet and I've just had like eggs and beans. And, okay, well, let me stop saying that. Heveland tries to jump in, starts to jump in onto Carbon, doesn't find it, but oh no, we got Modesta does find Hefferlamp. The slider does go down. Firefly just doing so much work. Mirana actually did secure the kill there. Trying to fight here in the background. Rip Inc. trying to find something on the back of this, not being able to actually bring down anyone further. And able to just walk it off. Trying to put some love onto the Vengeful. Not actually going to be able to do enough.
Well, the good thing for XTC, they took the tier 1 top of Carbon. They took Carbon's tier 1 top. They might be losing tier 2's. A consolation is the fact that they are gaining a little bit of momentum on the top lane itself. And it's always good to have a lane pushed out, even if it's a little bit. But as I say, that Scant's going to go ruin my dreams. Thank you, sir. I have another.
Give that man a bells.
Yeah, really, really, really good. And Rip Inc. is... he might be chasing Modeste, but no. He was going to...
I don't think he'd push that
Limbo.
far. Plick is actually being caught out here. He is sitting here in the jungle. He's here in the bushes. The side of XTC doesn't know he's here, but I mean, if they could find him.
Oh, and he can't even get out. He's going to try and Felling Blade himself into...
Ooh. TP, BOT's 2-second cooldown. We'll probably see an instant TP. And there we go. He's going to TP out. We do have a charge coming out from Scant. Going to be focusing down DOTA and Da. Going to be enough. There we go. Modesta jumping in there. Lasso is available. They do get Rip Inc. Does find Modesta. He's going to go to work here. Dark Pack too good. Swapped out, but instantly Slither and Crush there from Hefferlamp. Now Doom Bunny focusing his attentions on Plick. And Rip Inc. trying to get into the fray of things. Plick going down. That Timber Chain and Timber Sword just too strong.
Oh.
Scant. He's going to just run himself away as fast as he can. And now clearing out the tier 1 tower in the bot lane. I mean, 27 minutes in and the bottom tier 1 tower still stands. What are we watching?
Yeah, I know. As stated, XTC get themselves another tier 1 tower. They could potentially take a tier 2. Scant's still out of range. I mean, out of play. Modeste does still have flaming lasso, but you don't have the follow-up, so there's not really much of a worry about that. Rip Inc. Oh, this is... Well, they're going to be able to get a kill. No, but that's just getting out there, and they're just going to disengage. Scant, fortunately was able to get past Slaughter because he blinked and was ready to crush him, and no, you can't get away.
Oh, Scant, he's charging again. Can he catch him?
No.
Oh, Hefferlamp. Hefferlamp, can you make something happen? TP's on cooldown. The chakram's too slow. 756. He's in trouble now. Does disrupt himself. And Plick trying to get himself out of trouble now. He knows that he was found out. and the amplified damage
25
not coming
seconds, it
through
does.
to actually show that. So super unfortunate for the Slaughter, not quick enough on the fingers there.
Well, it's the second time, unfortunately, that he wasn't able to get it right. But oh, look at that arrow.
Oh,
Scant
Scant's finding
chasing.
something, and he actually decides to pull out. So, I mean, Scant is the biggest tease because I just see him charging. I'm getting excited, and then he just pulls away. He says, "Come, let me kiss you. Let me kiss you." And then he says, "No, you can't." And that's how it feels. So, I mean, still fun to watch, but Timbersaw, oh, he does TP, but he's trying to find out the chosen one. The wave does come through. Chakram being thrown out. Now magic missile being used. Can this Vengeful actually go down? But we've got the rest of the teams coming in for support. Pluck, Medice, arrow coming out. Does land on Dota and Da. Surrounded by 4. Does go down. Chosen one playing so well to stay alive. But Scant still trying to chase out something. And it was just a charge mod onto one of the creeps.
Well, and unfortunately, Timbersaw
Just
actually
that
dying
one-
there.
That one kill, them picking up that Timbersaw kill, gave them 1,000 gold.
Yes, that is crazy. That is a huge amount of gold. And
Oh, Hefferlamp.
Powers got Bloodlust.
Everlamp finding out Scant. Can I bring him down? Scant doesn't get his charge off. And 1 for 1 pretty much. Timbersaw went down. And now the Spirit Breaker going down as well. Not the same or not the fairest trade of all. But still going down. And now, I mean, let's jump onto the vision of this map. I mean, very little. I mean, for both teams. In fact, XTC got 1 ward more than what Carbon does. So lacking so much in terms of vision. Not really seeing where the other team is. Doing so well in making sure that they can't see where each other is. I don't know if it's been because they've been de-warding. Or just because wards haven't been being placed. But both teams not knowing where each other is. Oh, chosen one. Chosen one. You're going to be the chosen one to die. But not being able to find that kill either. XTC wrapping around the back here. They do find themselves Scant eventually. Now, Modese trying to jump in. Trying to find something. But Heffelam's going to make something happen. Yeah, he jumps in. He's going to pick up that kill. In the back lines, we've got Dota and Da trying to find out the chosen one. He's going to try and bring him down. He does. Ripped Ink gets that kill. Now Pluck, he's in trouble now. There comes the Timber Chain from the Timbersaw. Brings down that kill. Fights taking place all around the mid lane. So hard to actually bring him down. Now, 756. He's the one that bites the dust. I mean, not too bad. I mean, they did get 1 for the 4 that Carbon lost. So, I suppose fair. Out of all
Fair
those
trade.
4 heroes died there. The gold change was 472 gold.
That is crazy. And Carbon, the towers have been equalized, I would say. But this mid tier 2 is going to fall so quickly. Rip Inc. has stolen a 14 stacks of Essence Shift. So, as well as the Mjolnir, and that's tier 2 mid done. And I would say objective completed. They could now look to just getting another quiet on to Slark, maybe finish off a Silver Edge. He does have the gold for it, so refraining from buying it for now. Obviously, you wanted to save for buyback because of the engagement that they had. It's very smart to do so, but he should now get it. And
Ooh,
there's
here comes a gang
smoke.
pack. Here comes a little bit of a gang. Scan charging onto Dota and Da. They do find him. There's another strike. Arrow doesn't connect, but Starfall is good, and Spirit Breaker is going to snatch himself a kill there on Dota and Da. And now the rest
here
of the
comes
side
the
of
return.
is XTC. Can they bring something back? Heffelam finds out the chosen one. Rip Inc. He's now being charged out, but no, Shadow Dance is being used. Heffelam being under attack here from Scant. And Slark is smashing like an absolute train. He's going to bring down the Spirit Breaker. Doom Bunny trying to TP out, but the Starfall is too strong. Plick now under a bit of pressure. The arrow comes out. Not going to be a long stun, but they're going to try and see what they can get on the back of this. Medese finding the lasso onto the Slark. Trying to jump forward. Does Dark packed it off, but he actually mistimed it and just tried to avoid that. But 2 hits onto that back. Did I see that? Was that 2 hits?
No, that wasn't 2 hits on full HP, but that was almost melt for me moment right there. That was really a huge amount of damage coming out from that Silver Edge, and yeah, pings everywhere because Rip Inc. is rest in peace a lot. He's really doing a whole lot of work. Doesn't have any mana, but now he's going to take Rishon, and now they're going to start pressurizing either more tier 2s or they're going to go straight for high ground.
What does Slark get on the back of this? Scuddy.
Well, he should. I would hope so. I would hope he gets a Scotty. It might just influence a little bit of the procs of the Mjolnir. So if he wants to take that chance, he's more than welcome to. That doesn't stack, but they do take turns, I would say. So it is a viable option. So one right click would be Scotty, one right click would be a proc from the Mjolnir. Then it would be back to Scotty until the Mjolnir procs. They don't stack.
Okay. So, so the lightning will come out. When it procs, the Scuddy effect will not be used.
That's correct.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning how to play this game.
There's the guy with like 10 times more hours than me, but nothing too much to worry about. Slark hasn't shown what he's going to be going for, but I'd like to see that Ice Scotty build because of the fact that he's not only going to be slowing the heroes down, he's going to be just stealing stacks of Essence Shift.
I mean, these supports, I'm just looking at the supports because I hate being poor. And I just see the Vengeful Spirit. She's sitting with pretty much Arcane Boots, a Wind Lance, and like a couple of 2 consumables. And the Shadow Demon as well, sitting with Arcane Boots, Wind Lance, like a little bit of infused raindrops. I mean, these are poor supports, and they can still make such big plays.
Oh no, it's at this point in time, when you're getting to these higher tier teams, it's not that much about how much you have, it's about what you do with it. And I mean, Disruption, as well as the Shadow Poison stacks, is just really, really effective in any sense.
Sure, but in the bot lane, Heffalump jumping onto the Mirana, they find Carbon. He's going to be chased down. He has been amplified up. He's going to be brought down. One more right click. Can he do it? They bring down the Bat Rider as well. Mirana does bite the dust. In the mid lane, Pluck trying to make something happen while his team does go down. While that's happening, Rip Inc. is going to try and take advantage here. Is he going to be able to do enough? Does get the Lance on the Chosen One. Does going to drop him down. It's going to be good. Now Rip Inc. is going to be the one in return to put a bit of damage on, but no, he decides to get out. He does know that Scant is in hot pursuit, but he's actually just charging him down at the mid lane. Plick did TP to the top lane, so things are going to get reset again, but definitely things looking in favor of XTC at the moment.
When Rip Inc. sitting with 6.5, there we go, straight Scotty, all the way.
Rip Inc. I think I've just figured out his name. It's Rest in Pieces Incorporated. His job is to kill people.
No, but it's taken you 2 games or 1 game and 37 minutes to realize this, my friend. I'm glad you're on top of it all, Jubba.
I'm just taking the opportunity. I mean, the games have been blood, guts, and glory, left, right, and center from both sides. And I've just had the opportunity to think and contemplate a little bit further on Rip Inc. Rest in Pieces Incorporated. Can I be a part of the clan?
Well, I'm pretty sure Rip Inc. is look back at this moment and go, oh, damn, he's figured me out, and now
Rip Inc. jumping forward, has got Aegis available to him, so he can make some plays here. Does tank up quite a bit. The double chakram coming out. They're not landing on anything. They do get the kill on the Bat Rider. Now the pounce coming out into the Chosen One. There swaps himself out of dodge. Now we got the Shadow Dance coming out. He's trying to find himself a target, but the Moonlight Shadow too good. They're not going to be able to find a target now. Turning it around. Carbon coming in, trying to defend what they can. Slither and Crush just stopping any further onslaught there now. Arrow coming out, not going to land on anything, so it may be a little bit of a reset here coming out for the side of Carbon. Gets another chance to defend these racks. A lot of abilities expended, no one going down, so very nice play from both teams. Medici jumping forward, forcing him out of dodge, but they do get themselves the tier 3 tower now. Rip Inc. wanting to jump forward, want to get something out of this Aegis at the moment. He actually does Silver Edge up, trying to make something happen. Scant, looking for a charge, decides to pull back. Rip Inc. just working on those Raxes, does still have the Aegis available to him. Gonna make something happen here. Moonlight Shadow down for another 40 seconds. Can't make anything happen there. Lasso is available, so they can make a play here. Arrow does land on Ripping. Now they decide to jump at him. But beautiful defensive disruption coming out from the Shadow Demon, protecting his Slark. And now Slark, just the illusions from Slark, just doing so much work. Pounce not landing on anything. This is an absolute chaos. There's just so many illusions fighting left and right, but Ripping got no man at the moment. Does get Arcane Boots up. Arrow does land on Heffalump. Pink is available, but Rip Ink trying to make something happen. Yes, still got Aegis available, hasn't timed out yet. Got the lasso available, and this may be the opportunity to jump. He does catch the lasso.
Oh.
And the Dark Pack is not good catching him, bringing it in, and he does go down. And the Aegis just timed out. That is super unfortunate for the side of XTC. Playing too good for the side of Carbon. They do lose the Rex. The Rex is down, but they did get the Slark, and they brought down the Shadow Demon. Once the Slark goes down, it's a pile of tiles as they fall. A set of dominoes. That's the actual phrase. They're like dominoes.
Yeah, they will be
They
falling
fall
like
like
dominoes.
dominoes. That's why I have
They
you.
did.
That's why I have
They
you.
did. I'm here to assist you, Jubba, and it's just unfortunate because that's just such bad timing. He's probably smacking himself on the head. It's just really that you couldn't ask for any worse timing. It's time out as he was taken by the lasso, and obviously a little bit of damage from the Firefly and the Flame Break, or the Firefly. The damage there just deactivates the regen capabilities of the Aegis, and Slark just sits there and wonders why Gaben's being so mean to him.
Do you think we're gonna see a Dagon coming out from the side of for the kitty cat?
Could be potentially.
Because
Oh,
I mean,
Wizardry's
she's got
up.
that E-blade, so now that's going to be massive damage output. I mean, she can she could pretty much nuke down the Timbersaw with the amount of damage that magic damage that she has available to her. Oh, I do hear
That's
a
very
disruption coming out. Scan charging top, but in the bot lane, they do try and find out Pluck. Heffalump trying to make a play. They realize which is the real one. Moonlight Shadow being used. Is it going to be good enough? No, it's not. He's still going to go down. Timbersaw just too good. While that was happening, Scant was actually charging to the top lane. So that was a little bit of a problem there for him. So looks like XTT going to push in the bottom lane. Going to take a objective on the back of Plix of Death. Dota and Die already putting a little bit of damage on there. There comes a double chakram, clearing that creep wave rather quickly. And while this is going on, Carbon looking to actually just keep those lanes pushed in, as Barra's about to take the top tier 2 tower. And XTC, they're going to want to take this tier 3 tower now as well. Do you get a buyback from the PL? They knew they're going to have to defend somehow. We've got the Batride in the background. We've got Vengeful Spirit also sitting in the bleachers. Heffalump, he's the one to be under attack. Dota and Das sitting in the background, just causing absolute chaos. Is it going to be enough? Rip Inc., he's the one that's just trying to right-click down the Rex. Now Scant getting involved. He's going to go down. Ripped Inc. making some plays. Slark, absolute animal at the moment. Does have his Scotty. Hitting like an absolute animal at the moment. Doom Bunny, magic missile up, but Dota and Das protecting his teammate. Trying to get something done here. They're doing enough. The Rex do come down. Not committing too much yet. Not putting themselves on the line yet, but they do get a Rex. Going to be able to walk out of it. And out of the entire battle, only Scant going down for the side of Carbon. As XTC actually finish off that Rex. But are they going to try and chase here? The Lasso is actually used up. Shadow Demon does go down. Arrow is good. Lands on Rip Inc. But the Dark Pack is too good to debuffs that little stun. Chosen One does go down. Heffalump stays alive. And now they could actually look at finishing off the game. All four are down. Plick, very low HP. GG has been called.
GG.
And that is going to be it. The boys have tapped in. They've thrown in the white towel. And the side of XTC take game number 2 as well. So that puts the end to our DGL Masters matchup of XTC versus Carbon. Before we disappear, please give us a rundown of what happened in that game.
Oh, there's just so much. There was just very little time to actually go through the graphs and go through just the actual item board. XTC just had such a man mode game. Slark having absolutely nothing to worry about. He might have had a little bit of a tough time in the beginning, but he played that Slarky role and he was able just to get back and do hashtag Slark things, and Carbon weren't able to stop him. At the end of the day, it's as plain and simple as that. They couldn't stop the Slark. They led him through in the drafting phase, and that is what led them to lose the series 2-0. But cannot take away from the Ogre Magi, who also played a huge role. I don't know if you noticed, but every time there was a hero in any given part of the lane, if it was within the past 30 seconds and it managed to go past Ogre, it had Bloodlust on it. It was a constant span of Bloodlust on every single hero, regardless of whether that hero is right click or not. So very nicely done by the entire side of Ecstasy. There was a lot of teamwork done there, a lot of communication, and just awesome play. I mean, the Slark, he takes the MVP from me because of how he played and how effective he was, but the entire side of Ecstasy, actually, they really do deserve this win.
Well, there you have it from myself, Jubba, and from my boy Tyrox. We thank you for joining us on this beautiful Monday night, just chilling back, relaxing from a hard day's work, and just watching some good old SA Dota. So do join us in future for some more casts. Give us a holler if you wish. Our handles are at JubbaGaming on Facebook or on Twitter. For Tyrox, you can catch him at Tyrox_, also Twitter, Facebook. Give us a shout. Tell us if you want us to cast some games for you. If you want to just say what's up or chat, whatever it is, do give us a shout. But otherwise, we hope that you have a beautiful Monday night or whatever is left of it, a beautiful week and a better weekend. From ourselves, from the crew at Nerve TV, we wish you a pleasant time. From ourselves, good night and God bless.
Damn, dude.